Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nat 13's Sidekicks. Woo! I am your Dungeon Master, August Schmid, and with me, as always, are the members of the Vanguard. Say hello, Sidekicks.
Gang,
Members of the Vanguard.
Oh gosh, we really gotta find something new. Oh boy,
hey, if it ain't broke.
If it ain't broken, we haven't getting sued.
I'm broke.
The ongoing ventures of the superpowered individuals known as the Vanguard. You guys have done so much already. Honestly, what haven't you done? Save a hostage
someone?
scenario.
I want.
You were able to.
I have not done Zane yet.
You have not done Zane. As yes, Zane Young, also known as Velocity, teen speedster, was invited to join your group as Vanish talked with you guys and learned you guys are having troubles with Frank Porter while advising you not to actively pursue. She understands talking with Psyche. You guys are gonna
kill yourself.
do your stuff. She's going to, she invited Zane to join and he is now here. Having another red string night though, you guys have started seriously investigating the entity, shall we call it, known as Prism. Prism is this mega corporation, multiple different facets, that you've learned. Scarlet Industries, which apparently has something big to do with our good friend Cabaret's introduction, or excuse me, Scarlet Incorporated, Saffron Holdings, which is this major bank system that has been donating heavily to Governor Jones's campaigns. Rainforest, the mega trillionaire-owned Jared Zena, who owns Rainforest, this big old company that you guys use basically every day. I mean, Rainforest Prime is
with that.
Rainforest Prime. Honestly, let's be honest, everyone uses it, right? Like, it's helpful to get your stuff.
Dude, the
I
last
like
season of
ordering
The
things.
Expanse, fantastic, and it's only available through Rainforest Prime.
Only through Rainforest Prime. The Azure Company, a food source dedicated to healing the planet and providing food everywhere,
And
but
drugs.
also seems to be funneling 100% into Alcatraz, the superhero prison. Violet Stores, a major tech firm that almost every bit of technology is coming through them these days. And, of course, Gray Industries, a chemical factory that, kind of like Scarlet Incorporated, where Scarlet and Gray really are just funneling supplies and chemicals in. It's a bit of a oof.
Yeah.
Are you
and
happy, Brennan Lee Mulligan? Are you happy that every DM makes their big bad capitalism? Huh?
Hey, man, life imitates art imitates life. That's life.
I
That's
think I
art.
would be happy.
Actually, he would. I'm just trying to be funny.
I would cry if I ever learned that Brennan Lee Mulligan never saw any of this, though, because I can't handle that pressure. But amazingly, yes, Carl having that just natural inspiration of genius, realizing there's one color not there, something orange should be there.
I didn't get the title of that company.
Yes, that is because you don't know it yet.
Oh, okay.
But also, Thwack, with that same natural instinct of, if 100% of food from the Azure Company is going into the prison, that's probably how Frank Porter is getting his meta drug to become nitro.
Burgers.
Because who would expect, like, sure, feeding you prison food, but if that's coming from a corporation that he's worked with, that's big. And of course, for Psyche, your father at one point worked with Prism when he was still around, but now has disappeared. And even Vanish said, when she looked into his disappearance, couldn't really find anything, and it's what worried her. And whereas she really does love you, she as a mentor, she really wanted to help you already, it was that natural, when she was looking into your dad and like learned about your powers, a lot of these things seem connected, and it seems rather strange. We find you all then in preparations for a bit of a recon mission. One of the best things really about being a hero, of course besides saving the day, is heroes do recon. They're detectives really at heart. In our world, it was known as Detective Comics, right? Superheroes used to be those ideas of the private eyes that do the work that no one else can. Last time we met, you made a bit of a list. The first thing you want to look into was the Azure Company. As if you can find something that you might be able to get it off to the speedster known as Hermes, see if he could synthesize a antidote, anti-serum, something to reverse the effects of nitro speed.
So that we can nerf him, so we can go and do everything else.
Yes. As if that could be possible, then looking into Scarlet Incorporated was the next one on my list. Is that again something strange happened with Cabaret there, and then after that, Violent Stores is like third on the list of like, hey, major tech stuff. Like, it just seems like even Toast Boy's machinery was Violet Store tech. Like, it's something that like, hey, this stuff's everywhere. Those were the big three.
You can probably trust like a copper wire, even if it's from a big evil company.
Yes, that was an important. Yes,
Like,
like your computers and stuff, even in the lab. But it's like it'd be so incredibly hard to do that. They're not a Wi-Fi. They're like not any sort of like streaming service. It's just the technology. But that in of itself is troubling to say. Like that's a lot.
Like the past tense, but
It's like they have a couple
like the
lines, but
past
also, like,
tense
bombs or
word
whatever.
for saying.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like as far as like
Just
the
because
common
something
consumer,
is,
it's
you
not
know.
like they're like the NSA listening to every house. It's just like
Except for the fact that a random kid put a toaster in a bathtub and got superpowers. Because
Yeah,
no,
well,
I'm saying there's. I'm not saying it's
there's
everywhere.
rare times,
Yeah.
but
It's like
Rare, yeah.
not a lot of things are
Rare.
connected, but not
Rare.
All metahumans
Come
are created
on.
by Violet Industries.
they also
Violet Source.
have all of the meta crap that's in
Yeah.
charge of
They create meta dampening crap
as in at
in Alcatraz.
In Alcatraz,
I almost said Arkham.
Arkham. Yeah.
Alca-
Whew, no.
Arkham.
Alcatraz does also
Alcatraz.
double. They have like a lot of therapy and stuff there because it's not like what good is it to incarcerate someone without any chance of reform or change? It's
There isn't
insanity.
any
There is
capital
none.
punishment.
Capital
I'm
punishment.
kidding. No, that is not my viewpoint.
Carl Toast Boy doesn't believe in it. Carl is down for capital punishment apparently.
Oh my gosh.
No, but there's a lot. So, what I will give you guys is we're gonna kind of go through that basic recon, and this is all happening. I mean, you can't do this in one night, and so it's over the course of time of like we got to go to school, we got to train, and of course go on patrols, save the civilians day to day, but it's starting to gather information. What I would love then is we're going to start with a bit of a group investigation check. As all of you, throughout your lives, it's that very natural. I'm going to Google. I'm going to look up records. I'm going to do stuff.
Perfect song for Vanguard.
It's I love this one for Vanguard, really. Like, I have
We're all
my
teenagers.
ultimate theme song, but Teenagers by My Chemical Romance really hits you guys hard.
Would we have advantage on this for any reason?
No. Advantage and further rules will come the more time
Yes.
you spend preparing.
We all have inspiration.
You do
I don't
all
want
have
to waste
inspiration.
it. It's not a horrible
I
roll,
want
it's
my
just not
bottle.
great.
I have
I
to
want my
refix the
bottle.
bottles. I need to like reseal them because they're starting to leak. That's on me.
I got a 19.
19 is really
Synthetic.
good. Synthetic 19 is really good.
Can I wait to use my inspiration to see if we need it for the group?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not going to use it until I know I need to.
Cabaret, what did you get?
I actually got a nat 13.
Nat 13. Okay, not bad.
And nothing plus to your
Nothing but-
investigation?
No. I don't know
Back to
because investigation. I don't.
Not really.
I
got
don't
very
remember if that's
strong
your
suits.
big
Wisdom.
one.
No,
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's
sorry,
wisdom.
It's no, that's
intelligence.
It's
We just went
intelligence.
through. It's Constitution actually. I'm just
AC
gonna keep
doesn't have
looking.
that much intelligence.
You're good.
We know.
Second
Wisdom.
best.
You should have a plus 3. So a 16, if I remember right, for your
Invest?
yes. Yeah.
Plus 4.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Investigation.
Um,
Pulling up the person.
you're good.
I got 12.
12. So
Oh, yeah,
12.
because I'm a bird now. I get
Yes,
more.
you get 12, 17. Yes, the Jack of all trades feature is rather helpful. 12, 17, 19. So current highest 19, lowest 12. And it does make sense, Carl. You're not going to find a lot of information during the day when you and Richard
Yeah,
are
I'm out
out
with Richard.
on the Slippery
I'm
Dicks
learning
Gator
a lot
investigation.
about gators. Not much else.
Have you ever wondered how gators procreate?
Well, I assumed that they're mammalian, but are they...
They're reptilian, my friend.
They're reptilian?
On
Wow,
our
that's
planet, they do not give milk or grow hair.
Huh. That is really intriguing. On my planet... Oh, you probably don't want to know about that.
No, please. We got nothing but time. As, like, he's sitting there with, like, a gator, like, trying to, like, bite the side of the boat. He keeps, like, pushing it off. Just that, like, gentle, no, please.
Yeah, I get... on our planet, when two leams, you know.
Procreate.
Yeah, it's kind of like our stomachs open and just like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they like our intestines just kind of.
No,
shuffle.
we're a rather strange planet. You've got the mammals here. We don't get those shuffling. You got reptiles, birds, amphibians, fish, the whole different category.
Uh-huh.
Don't get me started on fish. Don't like fish personally.
You don't?
No,
That seems odd. I feel like you're the
highly
kind of-
allergic.
Really?
Yes, tuna, in fact, will close my throat.
Good to know.
This is vegan chow.
It's just like tofu.
It's
Just
tofu.
wet tofu.
It's wet tofu with a blood substitute drizzled over. Just
Oh, why the blood substitute? Aren't we? We're not eating it, so.
exactly. But if I touch it, I die.
No, but you could use real blood. Couldn't you?
Well, I could.
You know what? Let's just keep going.
Here, take the bucket. I'll push this guy. Trying to get in on the boat. What did you get for yours? 18. As this is Carl's days now.
I love it.
This is awesome. Here's what I'll give you guys. Pretty high rolls. 17, 18, 19, 12. There is 3 major, like, what we would consider, like, buildings of the Azure Company in the United States. There are a couple elsewhere in the world. There's, like, 1 or 2 around the European countries. Excuse me. 1 located out of South Africa. Because this is a worldwide company. The Azure Company, though, for the food in the United States, there's 1 in New York. There's 1 located in Ohio. And there's 1 that is located in Portland. Portland is the main supplier, I will give you on these high rolls, for Alcatraz. Or rather, it's that, like, this is the part of the company that would give the most. But the...
Tolstoy's nemesis is a food-based enemy. If I hadn't died... God damn it.
But the main company, like the main office buildings are in New York right now. So Azure Company, like the head building where like the CEOs and everyone meet is in New York, but the company that actually is like over Alcatraz, like all that like East Coast is on the East Coast. As the one in Ohio is almost more of a manufacturing plant too, like they make the food there, or like it's one of those like, hey, we're more than just like the corporation greed. We've got farms around us. See, we're Azure Company. It's a bit of that stuff.
It's like farm fresh, never frozen. We just stored at 33 degrees.
Exactly, never frozen. But with this, so those are the 3 buildings that you find. In terms of people, what's important to note is there's a couple people that will be that you can like put on your radar, shall we say. The first one is that the company is run through Hector Winthrop. Hector Winthrop is the current CEO of the Azure Company. Most other people, the CFOs and other like assistant principals, varies based on where you go. It is because being a worldwide company, it's so large that like you have to like he just is the one everyone answers to. Every building is the vice president is basically their CEO at that point, right? Like, but he is the one who is above all the others. In terms of other stuff, they are a clean bill of health, so to speak. Every year they're getting the Power Awards for being like so great at like, oh, you do so well with your employees. Oh, you run your factories with such clean energy. Oh, you give so much respect to the community. This company, except for the fact it has enough ties to Prism through stuff like Saffron Holdings, other stuff, would look like perfection. Like, there's a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, they have their own, like, student application for, like, internships at their places. Like, oh, if you want to go work at their, like, R&R, or R&D or their farms, like that's like a viable career, honestly.
I mean, no one else knows about the Prism stuff except for us, and
right
now Vanguard
The only people are the 5 of you and Vanish. Yeah.
Who may or may not have told Merlin, but I don't know.
And that's the thing. Is Merlin that far
can
undercover?
she even get a hold of him?
That's true, yeah.
So what I would ask is, which one are you going to try to break into?
Oh, which building?
I think the
Would I
bank
be
would rather be
Back from
need-
Slippery Dicks at this point?
Yes. Like, this is happening over, like,
I
a
will gladly
week or so.
watch this happen, but
No,
if I'm
this
here...
is over a week or so, because, again, it's that, like, hey, like, Psyche's like, I'm not going on patrol tonight. I'm going to just, like, hit the books, hit the records. Carl's like, hey, I got back from Slippery Dicks. I could do some, like, asking about Thwack and Cabaret. That, like, hey, when we're at school, I'm just going to, like, quickly on my phone do some Googling. Like, this is a lot of, like, a week or so of development. We're hitting into later fall
And
now.
how far away were the buildings from each other? Were they all like on a compound?
New York,
Ohio,
Ohio, and
It's
Portland.
Okay, cool.
It's
I
3
like
locations,
kind of
yeah.
zoned out a little bit. And
No, you're totally fine. There's a
Nice.
lot, and again, it's that over a week, and so compiling. There's 3 buildings spread across the country.
Okay,
One dude in charge of kind of everything.
gotcha.
Because
And
Ohio-
where is he housed?
Hector
Is he in-
Winthrop
Like
usually
New
is in the New York branch.
Okay. Because there's 2 important things that we need to get from Azure. That is any information on this quote-unquote orange company.
And white.
And there's another one.
The
Well,
white is
Orange was part of the prism, and then white was the big.
Cabaret. The
Red
word
string
Y
up the
is
top.
still written in the like blank space on this whiteboard. Why, right? It's that whatever is coming from us. Why us? Why this? Like there's that unknown
Yeah.
entity or
Yeah.
symbol
Which,
of like whatever it's coming
I
from.
mean, we might get crumbs. I doubt we're gonna. figure
It'd
out
be
why.
hard.
Still,
It's
I
just
don't-
one
but-
stealth ops.
I don't know if we'll be able to learn what the white company is unless we were to go through Saffron Holdings, because that is what will have like the heaviest paper
That's
trail.
the paper trail.
With this, I think the Ohio location's kind of irrelevant to us. I think New York, if we want to find more paper information and maybe Hector to talk to him directly, or
But we also
Portland
need
to
to
get
find serum stuff.
the food that is going to the guy in Alcatraz will be produced at the Portland
What did
location.
Ohio make again?
Ohio is the big R&D, like, we've got the farms here, we got, like, there's farms everywhere. Like, you would find those in any major city.
Gotcha.
But they're, like, the big, like, everything starts here in the soil.
Yeah.
That's their corporation.
I mean,
Hey, how close
I
is
feel like that
Detroit
would-
to their Ohio
So maybe not
base?
irrelevant, but
I feel
So,
like that
2
would
seconds.
be I definitely am thinking Oregon, but I think that because even if Oregon isn't the place where they
Ohio's
make
still a
the
pretty
serum,
big chunk of land.
that's still where they put it into the food.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is whatever gets
So we could
directly
at
to
least
Alcatraz will be
find some of it there, and not like the actual
Because that would have been
manufacturing.
a ditch.
Either way, like
The tab
unless
on
it's
Portland.
actually at like the roots level. Like they put some
Do
on
they
the
do school
farm.
tours or public tours at any of these
I'll
locations?
yes, fun fact, 3 hours by car from Detroit to Columbus. Because Detroit, Michigan is right down at the bottom of Michigan. Columbus, Ohio, where they're kind of based, or it's kind of north of
Okay,
Columbus, if I'm being honest.
Carl just had a very good point.
Do they do public tours? I'm thinking at the Ohio location most of all, because like
Ohio location does do public tours. That's easy enough of like school tours, Ohio,
Yeah, exactly.
Azure Company.
Do I remember
Oh, sign
what-
up for your school now. Like, the New York branch, no. Because that's like, this is the
it's
corporate.
the paperwork desk. Yeah.
It's not unheard of though in the Portland because it's also that like, hey, if schools are interested in business, that. Chew, excuse me. Chew.
Could we pull some? Oh, frick! We can't talk to the pyramid about this.
Hey,
No.
DM,
Do we? Oh, sorry, Elle. You can go first.
do I remember vividly what field I woke up in?
When
to walk-
you
get- to get
woke
back
up,
to
you
Detroit.
were still in Detroit area. Important to know. Like you weren't. That is something important to know. But it's like it's that though. Like Detroit, you were taken far out from the city. Not far enough though. I see where your mind was going.
Okay.
It's close. But honestly, that's kind of the U.S. at that point. It's but yes, good thing to cure.
Hey, can I start looking up Olympic? That's not the word I'm looking for. Judges for entry and relations to any and all of these companies. Because
I need you to make a box steam roll.
I'm also
that's
terrified.
so early in that session. Oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is because her internship was
Here,
under somebody
you're
in the
gonna wait
city
just
who
a
also
second,
had
let me-
ties to an Olympic committee.
let me make sure I get this all ready.
Because her whole dream was going into the Olympics.
I'm going to tell you
I'll
this
tell you
right
that.
now.
Dead mama.
Yeah, mom.
Dead mom.
Mom.
Dead mom.
Here we go.
But Dead Mom wasn't a gymnastics, so it wasn't like, you're gonna do gymnastics. It's like, if you want to.
In the box of doom, you will be making this roll. This is going to be.
Camera?
You've got a
You got
+4 to
drip,
this with your
drip, drip,
investigation. 1 second.
Remember, you have
Drip, drip.
you have
Drip, drip, drip.
inspiration.
Hello,
And so
everyone.
do we all.
You've got inspiration. You have a
I
+4
do have
to this.
inspiration, and I have a +4 to this.
Here we go. It's an 11. That's a 15.
Is that not enough?
I can't tell you until you decide you want to use inspiration or not. Is part of the nature of this roll. 15's pretty good.
It's up to
That's
you, man.
usually
it's in the
bronze
box of
level.
doom, so it's got to be
It's
important.
box doom.
Yeah.
This is vitally important.
If you use inspiration, do you get to? Is it advantage that you get, or do you have to use the new roll?
It's inspiration will give you advantage.
Okay.
It's allowing a reroll
I would-
for an
So I at
advantage.
least have a
I
15
was gonna
minimum.
say like
So
that
you could,
might
you
suck.
could you could only get better.
No, yeah, you couldn't. You can only get better than 15's already your base.
Yeah.
Is that okay, guys, if I use my point?
That's a good
I'm
point.
genuinely
Okay.
considering using mine.
I've
too,
started
if
doing
it's
stuff like if the entire group has inspiration, I have an idea for something fun that could happen.
I'm gonna do it again.
That was.
No, I didn't roll it. I was
Okay,
talking to the
it's
camera with my
fine.
fingies.
Don't talk to the camera. Don't look at the camera.
Ah.
Come on, that's
Ah.
like that's
Ah.
hey, that's basic 101. You don't look at the camera when you're doing stuff. Anyway, here we go.
I should be kinder to it. Can I try one more time, please?
No, that's an 11.
you can try it again.
Using your inspiration.
Yeah.
That was 2 11s, right?
No, 7 plus 4, so 11 synth. That's another 11, 15.
Okay.
Bruh.
I think the universe is telling us something. Well,
Bronze level information is still good.
Bronze?
So you probably get
Bronze?
like a 20.
Why would you use that reference? You know I'd want gold.
No, that's why I did it though. Here's what we're gonna
guess
do.
you're just not Olympics material.
Would
No, Carl doesn't even
Would
know
Carl
what
have
the
said
Olympics
that?
are.
Okay,
No.
okay. I was gonna say, if Carl said that,
No, do you
Gab's thrown hands.
Do you think anything about Carl's character
No,
would
I'm just
antagonize
being dumb.
any of you?
Here we go.
Other than his
Only
name.
accidentally.
Yeah.
Cabaret. There's still something you will learn here.
I was
The
gonna specifically
Olympics-
look up that man. Would that have given me advantage?
Here's what you are looking for: Olympics or any ties to Prism. Here's what I will give you.
The Olympics is orange.
A lot of
Bronze
people had ties to Prism out of the Olympic committees and judges. Whether because Prism's so far reaching or just the natural, it's still such a small world, there were a couple judges in multiple events that either used to work at one of these companies or the company helped sponsor certain events, right? Just that natural, like,
What
hey,
events?
I cannot give you a list because it's yes. It's that if McDonald's is sponsoring Olympics, you get your name on the commercial because it's yes, right? I can't give a specific
The
event.
Olympics. So
Yes,
it's,
right? But they weren't ever the, like, heavily... I mean, that usually is safe for the true big, like, food companies and other, like, brands. But they were sponsored in.
Not if I was specifically looking at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Even then, you are trying to be specific. That's really good. On a 15, though, it's enough to go, there are a couple people.
Would I be able to roll again in a certain amount of in-game days? This
This
information will be
is-
forever locked to me.
Basically, it means whatever was happening
we'll
here,
get
you
there,
weren't
though.
able to find
No.
it.
I'll never be able to find
Well, not in
It's-
this way.
Not in this way. Just like
Like-
naturally looking, if you try to find other stuff first, it might offer new stuff.
it. Then I'm gonna start looking up.
No, here's what I'm saying. You gotta just, like, there's only so much I can give you if you're like, oh, we're just gonna sit down with the computer and do this. Like, Google, especially if this is a big company, they're not just gonna have free public records. It literally will be the stuff of, like, when you're investigating Prism,
Yeah.
their kind of stuff.
You know, we could do a break-in at the City Hall of Detroit, Michigan.
I personally, not as Carl, as Lincoln, I do not think it will be beneficial to go anywhere other than, like, the New York location of Azure, the corporate locations of all these, especially Saffron, because where the money
I'm trying
is.
to figure
is,
out the
like,
why.
Well, and that's the money will tell you literally everything. Because that's a paper trail that cannot be erased.
Okay. So Psyche, doing her research, all that, coming up with a game plan for going to Azure. But also, this would have crossed her mind because it crossed my mind.
Yeah.
While going back through all the companies, there's no media company, and usually that's a pretty big factor in a lot of things. That might be grasping at straws.
Unless
What
they
about
don't
Wake Up
want to be
America?
seen. They don't want people to
But
know.
the thing is, if you control the media, what else can you control?
What's Fox 13's color in this world?
It's not orange.
Oh, come on!
But it's a fox. And foxes are orange. Also, while we're going down rabbit holes, the Olympics insignia are colored circles. There's not 7 of them.
I know,
It's
yeah.
only blue, yellow, green, and red, and
I
black.
literally looked up the Olympics.
But
colors.
something to keep in mind as we move
What about the
forward.
colors
I
of
will.
anything with
I will
colors?
let you, Psyche. I will give you 2 things.
Okay.
1, how interesting there's not media,
Mm.
and 2, holy crap, color is used so heavily in companies, right? Like,
Yeah.
because that's
It's like
it's
it's literally
twofold.
basic graphic design. You know.
as of right now. Again, I've given you almost everything you could
Yeah.
find just off of
Yes.
that. Like,
Yeah.
Home Depot.
like
It's
it's
the
what
great
a red
pumpkin.
string there's. Some dude in his basement like
Yeah.
does that red string.
It's like, I don't
Anyone
think-
could
yeah.
look at this
Uh-huh.
to get stuff. You guys as heroes have
Take
the
over the
unique
world.
opportunity to like
Home Depot.
break in, like do espionage.
The unique opportunity to break in.
Yeah.
It's that like as of right now, it's like crap. There's so much we could
Yeah,
postulate,
and I don't think Psyche would have particularly looked up any media companies, but
Snoop
she-
Dogg is the.
That's in the back of her mind. Like,
Snoop Dogg wouldn't be top of prison.
there's a lot of money going towards.
Something.
I mean, and the mayor has to campaign somehow.
Are there-
through the media?
Any media outlets that
But
paint him in a particularly positive light.
yeah, but right now we're not focusing on that.
I will
Okay,
say
that's right.
That's
We're going down a
natural.
rabbit hole.
We're going down. We're going down.
That's a
more
base politics.
rabbit hole.
He's always on
Lincoln
Fox.
to
He's
DM,
always
you
on.
have
Yeah.
sent us down such a conspiracy list. Like
Seriously.
literally all week long, I've been like, "Hey, what companies like could be like?" I get like SC Johnson is white. Like why would you know like all these?
SC Johnson, the family company.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
literally.
Yeah.
Which, oh my gosh, wait, sometimes companies as family companies are referred to like companies that own a lot of other companies.
Exactly, but like, it's all paranoia.
It's-
But
Again, I've given you possibly
Yeah,
as
he's given
much
us
as
a
I
lot.
can
He's
from
given
like,
us a lot.
but you've done a lot. Like that's
We're
you've
not-
earned
This
it.
is where we gotta hit the road.
Right,
Yeah,
hit the
yeah.
pavement,
Okay.
so to speak.
Feet to the
last session
pavement.
was
Psyche
all lore dump,
is
so we need to go
gonna-
do something.
He's gonna call a meeting of the
Yeah, Alex, I
supers.
keep rolling
'Cause
7.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us.
No,
Do
like,
better.
Do you
Too
need
bad.
a
I don't know what to
50-20?
tell you. You didn't even roll a 7. You rolled a 7 once. You rolled a lot of 11s in that box.
Would you like to borrow my dove dice?
Psyche. Zane will
Yes.
show up for this
So
too. Yeah,
there's
he's,
5 of us.
Zoop.
I was gonna suggest maybe splitting off in half, but there's not. It would be evenly split because there's 3 locations and we want to go to at least 2. I don't know if it's completely smart splitting up the team because last time I made a call like that.
let's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think our best move, at least to gather information, is to go to New York. Honestly, I feel like it could go either way for the farming or the distribution of food for that super serum
Which
antidote thing,
was
which was the original plan.
the goal for
And that-
Azure
that
at
is the goal.
least.
Because
Yes.
like we can find information at any of these points, which I
Especially-
still think we should, but Azure specifically does this thing, so we should go specifically for this antidote.
So the
So-
Ohio location or the Portland location?
I feel like
Because what I'm thinking is Ohio, because if it's where
Well,
all the
they're-
research is done.
I have a
They're
question.
different time zones. Okay, here's my thinking.
Because a lot of people.
They're in different time zones, at least 3 hours apart. If we do kind of a sting operation in Ohio, keep it stealthy, we could finish that up, teleport to Portland, do that there, twice in a day.
What if we did Portland first? Because if we go at 10 o'clock Portland time,
Yeah.
then go to Ohio, it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Nobody will.
That's
It'll
a
be
good idea.
less likely that the guards are raised if we move deeper into the night
That's true.
rather than.
Unless
I
something
know,
goes
right.
really, really
Yeah,
wrong.
unless
but
we
yeah.
balls it up.
Yeah,
But then
but
if,
it's
if that happens, either
Yeah.
way,
But
we're
we
kind
should
of
be as
screwed.
stealthy as possible. And wasn't this your
Yes.
idea, Carl, or was it Wax's idea? The going like undercover as like an enemy, like villains.
Oh, that was mine.
That was your idea. I think that's a good idea because if we are caught and we're being stealthy about it,
That was a nat 1.
if
There's
we
2 of them.
You didn't roll it.
So if we are being
11.
stealthy,
if
Psyche,
we are being stealthy,
our
if we are
leader,
being
that
stealthy,
demands our respect.
Like, actually.
yes.
And an 11.
But yeah, if we are caught, then, or at least seen, we're seen as these villains that aren't the Vanguard.
And especially if we're nowhere near Florida.
Yeah. So I think that's also something
Bear in
I
mind,
would
everyone,
want to
that
do
we
was
use
gather
illusion
like
charms to make
disguise
us look like
kits,
whatever we
things
want.
like that aren't our, because this isn't our normal kind of operation either. This is not something Vanguard normally
The
does.
only person who I think has done any sort of recon amongst you all is Velocity, is Zane. Merely because, like, as a speedster, that's like 100% of what he
And we're going
needs
to
to
be
do.
taking advantage of, well, not taking advantage, he's part of the team.
Well, no, yeah, utilize his
Utilizing
speed.
his
It's a
speed.
great gift. Here's what I can give you.
I should
You
walk
guys-
in the rooms first because meta dampening.
Metadampening. Oh,
If there's meta dampening, it could affect Zane,
that's true. Yep.
but you don't know. That's the thing.
Who you reverse the cuffs?
I'm going to give everyone one thing they can. Here's you go. How much time do you want to prep for this? You've already spent about a week in this initial, like, here's what we gained.
do,
We've
like-
really tamped down our.
Like,
Could
3
we?
days.
a couple.
Well, I was gonna say, could we have started base like breaking in is gonna be to an extent the same anywhere.
Mhm.
Could we have done some of those simpler things beforehand? So it's like
Yes, that's
a
what I'm
full
like.
week of preparation
Of,
with
like,
only
the
like 2
casing
more days.
Of
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
like the disguises, that kind of thing. I would have wanted to start.
Because what I'm going to give is, you can delegate out. There's 5 people. Everyone can do one thing in prep.
Okay.
Who wants to get disguises? Who wants to get this and that?
Cabaret, do you want to do disguises? Cool.
Gotcha.
I just feel
Cabaret,
like that's up your alley, so.
you can be on disguises.
Make them
if we do
flamboyant.
those-
We're going to be villains.
if we do those magical kind of.
Zane would also give, like, and maybe a little more neutral tone so that way we can still sneak in less caught. Yeah.
Maybe not that flamboyant, but I think
Oh,
that
flamboyant in the way that make it so that we don't
look like Vanguard.
us, but not
Honestly,
flamboyant
it's a
in
little
the
bit
way-
stereotypical that you think that I would put my personal style on others.
You see,
Nobody
No,
said that.
Zane
No.
literally did not. Yeah, Zane's like, no, we
You
just
said
need
you
to
used the
look.
word flamboyant.
because
It,
villains are usually
flamboyant does not
flamboyant.
just refer to homosexuals.
I think Zane would actually ask,
There's a
do you
wide
consider
swath
yourself flamboyant?
Well, but,
So that's your style. No one was saying that. We just need flamboyant.
okay. I don't know, I was gonna do it anyway.
Give it the razzle dazzle.
I was gonna do it anyway,
Zazzle.
but how dare you say it? No, yeah. Cabaret, you can be on a disguise. It's that, like, so we can stealth, but if we get caught, we'll look like supervillains.
And like, if there is any kind of like, maybe technology that would make us invisible, because I have magic to do that, but it only lasts as
Guys,
long as
we
I
have
have
I
an
want to go
access.
check out the pyramid just for like any gadgets that I could
Gadgets.
happen to.
Black can be on
like
gadgets.
Gadgets
black
are neat.
smoke bombs, so it doesn't look like smoke. It looks like the smog. You know.
Yeah.
Although
no,
we
we
don't
can't
necessarily.
get them from the pyramid because they may be labeled with the pyramid's logo.
Well, I don't know if it would
be.
be because they're
Warriors aren't a corporation. They
If we
don't
stole
logo.
it from somebody like
the only
Iron
logo
Man,
they have is the W,
Yeah.
which is just
Steel
yeah, right. Like
Steel
there
boy.
are heroes that use tech, but like
Toby
no,
Stark.
like the Warriors again. This was last set, right? The Warriors made it very clear, like we're not a corporation.
Tobias
We don't
Contrast.
want to be an army. We are trying to be helpful, right?
Uh-huh.
Like we're not even civil
And you're
servants. This
saying
is just
if
like
somebody
a
recognizes that it's Warriors gear, we're in deep water.
you're. I can assure you, no. DM to players. If you borrow, well, because that's where like costume would come from too. Like the Warriors are not dumb. They're not
Yeah,
gonna
we're not
like
gonna put labels on
label
our
stuff,
clothes,
right?
like-
Like
Yeah.
Remember to name your clothes. So you
yeah,
know
right.
which
Like
ones
that's
you-
that's just
especially
hero.
since like
Yeah.
if you think about it from the perspective of like what if they did get we had the holding place where the tail got stolen out of. If supervillains are able to steal things and use them, why would why would we put our names on it? Because that way it is like more blame that can come back to us, even if it's not our fault. If our name's on it, same thing with like Tony Stark and his missiles, because they're Stark brand, it's his fault.
His stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's just labelless,
Yeah, so
it's
I
still an
wouldn't worry about
atrocity if
that.
it were to happen. But it wouldn't be like, oh, it's the Warriors' fault.
Yeah, the Warriors don't label
Yeah,
stuff
okay,
for that.
so costumes, tech,
Costumes, tech.
what else? Oh, gadgets, yeah.
I can practice because I think I should be the only one to speak if we have to speak to the people there to
Oh, because you can like.
because I can just ripple it in their mind because nobody
Oh.
else knows I have
Yep.
that ability.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I'm almost like I don't want to say like voice diction, but like maybe if I spend this time like perfecting a non-Carl voice, right,
Yeah.
to be able to basically like
if there's like any like
intimidation style, like-
newsreels of like maybe like the CEO guy, if you can like, can you throw your voice? Is that how it works? Or
no, it just goes. It's just in.
It's a
Fully it just is in your
telepathy
head.
thing.
oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you like
But-
could make your voice sound different.
No, but that's what I'm saying is if I can make it so that, like, if I can practice speaking in a different voice
Sound.
inside heads.
That way,
Oh,
if for
gotcha.
any reason
'Cause
Carl ever
I
to a
think-
normal enemy just, hi, I'm Carl, and like, oh, but that doesn't sound like.
But if you could
Exactly.
do like the CEO, what's his name?
If I can make it sound like him.
Yeah, because I got his name.
Hector Winthrop.
Hector Winthrop.
But are they going?
'cause-
Are the grunts there, the security officers,
Ever
going to know
gonna
his
have
name
met
or
this
know
guy?
his voice?
Like
maybe
it's that
if
you would
he's-
know
if
the
he's
CEO, but ever
newsworthy
been.
enough, because if he's been on the news. that
I mean,
could
I
be a good
definitely
job.
I'll
Enough.
try, but I think more than anything, I just want to have a voice prepared that will not lead back to
To
us.
us.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Make it,
Um,
like, deep
So
and
Carl's
spooky.
on
Exactly.
spooky voice mode.
Here we go.
And I don't know what I'm on, but
and Zane's also available too.
oh yeah, Zane. Maybe escape routes.
Should we work on any like
And like maps.
Yeah.
moves?
Zane
and
will
I
do
can-
the
I
getting
can-
blueprints, getting
That
stuff.
can be me. I can do like
Create new
formations. and
formations.
stuff.
Stealth
Formations, make sure we know
or,
what-
like.
Yeah.
Do we need to like check in on the security so
I
that
think
we?
that can part.
Is that
part of
Zane's
the-
going to
it's
do
just
like
maps.
he'll try to get like blueprints and maps, so that way you guys
So
know
that could be, like,
exactly what you're walking
part of
into.
like security cameras if you can
Yeah.
get
Also,
that information.
Elle
too.
had a really good idea.
Mhm.
There's meta dampening.
right.
Is there a way to? I don't know if we have the skills, but a way to reverse engineer a meta boost.
That could be something if Psyche, if you want to look into
Okay, I
that.
kind of want to look into that.
Because
like
that
a
could be
power
helpful if we
boost.
had a way to give that to
'Cause,
Zane, so if he
yeah.
ran into a meta
So it's
dampening, he
like-
could like
It
adrenaline
cancels
himself.
out. Yeah, it cancels out the meta dampening.
Mm-hmm.
have like
So
a little?
it's like an immunity thing, so he doesn't get.
'Cause he
sick,
said
you know.
that the meta dampening was a like a sonic kind of.
And you said I could learn
frequency.
that spell.
Mhm.
What
It's
was the-
technically a spell. It uses the same frequencies of like real world
Right.
physics, and so it's something that could
But
be
if we
learned.
can
I
like
have, like, a spell
frequencies
card or
reverse the
You,
frequency,
but you'd have to learn it. So that's what.
Oh,
Here's what I'll say. Cabaret, you're going to try to get both stealth ops and that in case of found villain looking stuff. Thwack, you are going to be in charge of tech and gadgets, seeing if there's anything there. Psyche, you'll be looking into some of the meta dampening or meta enhancing.
Mhm.
Carl, you are going to be looking into more of the spooky voice, just like
plausible supervillains in the area. that
plausible
I could
stuff.
Right.
And
study their names
Zane
crap,
will
or
do
voices.
preliminary recon. Now that we know, first you're going to the Portland,
Mhm.
then trying for the Ohio.
Yeah.
These two in one night, like
Yeah.
he'll try to
I
get
feel
both.
like, if possible, maybe New York too, but
He can try. It's gonna be a lot. I mean,
It's
you
gonna be
put
a lot,
the
but-
best person on it. He's a speedster because, like, even with teleportation, that's a lot to do.
yeah.
He could probably get two.
yeah.
Like it would.
Yeah.
We'll see what he rolls.
Yeah.
Because here's what we do. Cabaret for yours. I think this is going to be a bit of a investigation check for you, just because you are going to be looking into like, what does the circus have? What do the warriors have? What do I have? Right, like figuring out like stealth ops, everything. Thwack, this is going to be a bit of a technology check. So using your intelligence, it's like, what do I find versus what do I know to use? Psyche. Yours is going to be an Arcana check, let alone tech, just because it's like technically this should work about the same as magic. Let's figure out what I know.
Cheating.
Carl, bit of a performance check. or history check if you want, like, performance to work on yourself, history to, like, work on, like,
I'm using it.
plausible stuff, right? Like, because there's a difference between I'm gonna work on my voice versus I'm gonna think about villains or the CEO's
That
voices,
one.
right?
Yeah.
So that's a bit of choice. And Zane, of course, will be doing recon. Natural one.
That's much better.
Oof.
That is a natural 19 plus 2, so 21.
I thought you got in that one.
I used my inspiration.
Inspiration.
Reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Here we go.
Somebody kills Zane.
Starting around Cabaret, what did you get?
I said nat 1.
Yes.
Do you have any modifiers though for your investigation?
You can't add modifiers to a nat 1.
Well,
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
It just doesn't help.
It just
doesn't help.
usually doesn't
I
help.
mean, it's better than
Don't
nothing.
be sad. Oh, come on. You roll insanely
Four.
well. This is like the one session you haven't rolled well. Come on.
It's kind of the one
Which-
section I needed to roll well.
No.
That's
Come
how
on,
it
What
we're
am
gonna
I
get
adding?
recognized.
Oh my gosh. Come
What
on.
am I adding?
Oh, for you, this
4.
is tech, so intelligence modifiers.
Intelligence.
So 4,
That's a +2, so 21.
21. Psyche,
Oh, I'm 21.
21.
19.
19.
Can I pass my inspiration?
Yes, go.
Don't.
Then use my holy dice. These are my.
I don't know. I just.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in just a second.
Bazinga.
And we are back. Thank you all so much for waiting. Again, we take breaks like this a lot on the Nat 13, just going to the
I
bathroom,
had
doing
to
stuff.
pee.
Lincoln pees like a racehorse. No.
This much.
He was peeing the whole time.
No!
And therefore,
Right
just started. It was a violent stream.
Hey, yo.
Speaking of streams,
Speaking of
No,
streaming,
back.
we're gonna go into a bit of what you guys are able to start crafting, getting ready. The easy stuff, Carl, you look into a lot around the area. Now, tell me, were you doing history or performance?
More performance.
More performance. On your performance, though, you're getting pretty good. Like, every so often, you, like, sounding board off of your team, and it's like, does this sound scary? Most you're like, it doesn't sound like Carl in my head. It sounds like some disembodied, very ethereal voice. Like,
Where are the other drugs going?
right, like...
You want what he's having?
Yeah, right. It's like, oh yeah, that's a different voice. If I heard this in my head, that's a villain. So your performance seems to be going well. Thwack. At the pyramid, there are some important things you'll be able to find. Some of the easy stuff, which is good. They are called horses.
Oh boy.
Trojan horses, being the term like a Trojan horse device, like usually considered like a virus. Horses are things that were developed long ago because they are, unfortunately, they are one-time use. They're like Polaroids right now. If you can attach them to a computer bank, right, like, you know, a PC type thing, not the monitors, of course, that we know. But again, it wouldn't work on a monitor. But if you were to put it to a PC bank, it can flash rip everything out. Speed of a horse, right? You know, it's that go in, Trojan virus, quick Bluetooth style, rip out. But the problem is, once you've used them on something, you can't use them again. So it's always that, like, do I bring like 20? How many servers they're going to have? Because I could get like one server's worth of information versus like if I know I'm going for like someone's personal computer, this will do it for me. I'm going to make a pure luck check of how many you'd probably be able to like have or that would be at the ready. Wow. You have 9.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. But
Okay.
again,
Corporations.
going for a corporation,
Yeah.
if not
we
this
have-
time, next time, these are good
We
to
have other portions of this company that we can use these for if we don't
Exactly.
just go back for more.
The other thing I will give you on your higher roll, let alone horses, there are quick smoke bombs. These are a standard across the industry, heroes. The only problem I will say is they're very popular among any hero. Like, even if you have more, like, meta powers of, like, shifting the elements, everyone wants them. So there are only 2. But they work
Okay.
the same as about a fog cloud spell, right? Of something like, you throw them down, they're going to fill a room as long as there's not airflow. But there's those are some pretty good bits of tech and gadgetry that you can just, like, and we will take these today.
Could I find myself a second thing, weapon?
Offhand
That is-
weapon.
Yes, that is one thing that I was looking for
Yes.
while going.
Yes, this is, you really want to look for these. The closest you're finding seems to be a Gatling gun, but it would be a two-handed weapon. So you would have to, like,
Swings with
hold it.
hammer.
It's like,
Holds the gun back
and
out.
it's like a larger. They're not using real bullets, right? It's almost like what
Say
we
hello
consider
to my
like
little friend.
rubber balls, right? You know, those kind of like tennis racket balls where it's like these things you would get like about 4 or 5 rounds off for like. It's meant for like heavy like goon dispersion. Like if a bunch of goons are running at you like 12 to 15, you could just and take them all out. Not really great for like one-on-one fighting, but that's the kind of weaponry. Give Carl the
Sorry,
Gatling
It's
gun.
literally the vine. What do you have?
I
Oh,
don't
nice!
need this, but I might.
No!
Yeah. As again, most stuff is like heroes if they don't need them anymore. Like, hey, for the next person, or hey, I built this. If anyone wants to try.
Could I check my pocket
Oh, please do.
just to see if I can like pull
Roll that
something?
luck check. Yeah. See what you can find in there.
Nothing, just a 5.
On a 5, squeaky toy hammer, but like actual squeaky toy hammer, not your hammer that comically can squeak every so often.
Please tell me that our lovely gator sees this.
Oh, this is at the
He's
pyramid.
in the
Monty's
pyramid.
with
Yeah.
Psyche doing some
I'm gonna
of the door
set
stuff.
this in the place that the Gatling gun was, and then just hike my face.
So, like, someone's like, I might borrow the gun
Yeah,
today.
but-
I'm breaking into
What?
this, like, mafia. Oh, no.
Like a little sticky note that says, "Will return soon." Dash.
I owe
No,
you.
Tracy's.
Yeah, XOXO.
Tracy's.
Psyche,
Hmm.
you start looking heavily into meta powers, dampening and enhancement. There is something important to know. What you're finding immediately on research, there is a former hero who her name was Enhancer. Now, by May Anderson, she had power inducement as a power. Like, her power could naturally take someone else's across a lot, right? Like, for, like, meta, mutation, science, even, like, certain alien races. Like, it's more that, like, you could think of, like, oh, I could help boost your power, like a battery pack. She, though, quickly stopped here. It actually is saying she currently is doing study abroad is kind of on her stuff, so you're not sure if that's like, is she like a young
Which
person, like a
broad?
student, or
Which
Study
I'm gonna
abroad.
give you a disadvantage sometime tonight. You don't know when, you don't know where. It'll happen. But May Anderson, so it's that like,
Which
okay,
hole
there's
does it
unfortunately
go
no
in?
like, oh, I know which like state they're in. It's they're kind of abroad right now because of like because they used to be a member of the Warriors and have decided to be more open.
Gotcha.
Um,
I'm guessing I probably wouldn't have time to try and find them, or is that just going to be part of it?
Find them could be one of those. It would have to be a later kind of quest to look for them. But right now is some of the preliminary research. Of course, the Warriors for everyone. May's powers were amazing, as everyone wants to know like what can boost power, what can take it away. Meta dampening is, shall we say, the easiest. It's very easy to say stop. It's harder to say go and plus, right? Like, what you're finding is a lot of her research, the research the Warriors had, a lot of stuff Vanish and Merlin helped test. She can do some insane stuff. Like, for example, there is a case file where Vanish believes she may have crossed a dimensional rift when May and her were max outputting. It was something like, as far as Vanish understands, she thinks she was not in our reality. But it was that immediate they came back because they were not like, we should not push that button.
Yeah.
That's like, you start breaking realities, that's like a...
They start breaking you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's that this could happen, and a lot of stuff has become...
No, but hear me out. If there's like dubs in other universes, would they be like down? No, that'd be weird.
That's
No,
not...
that's weird.
Exactly. That is
Listen
why
to
there's
him,
a big
that's
old...
weird.
big old
Let's,
red
take that
like
AO
stamp button of
away.
like nah. No, it officially says just
nah.
No,
case
no.
study.
Basically, it's not like she's
Nah.
interested. But I'm like, would it be classified as a weird? Dub goes, and it just goes, yes.
Yes.
All right.
That weird meta fourth wall where like the text bubble. Yes.
Yes.
Coming out of me.
Yeah. Right. Like,
Oh, I haven't seen that in a while.
but Psyche, what you're finding is everyone wants to use powers. There's street level drugs that will do it, but of course are very bad for you. Like, oh yeah, I'll enhance your powers for a little bit and then give you cancer. Like that level of
Oh,
if you
my gosh.
want to, but there's no real safe space. A lot
sorry,
of
what did you
companies
just
are.
Drugs that you take that enhance yourself and then give you cancer?
You're so mad, aren't you?
No.
See, you're
No,
getting
you're-
back to
Did Dr. Faith ever do any work with May?
Dr. Faith, he and May were very good friends,
threw the chair
but
on my
mostly
toe
his
and
stuff
it
was
hurts.
like, does my body parts, like if I give you like blood supplement, it more just changes you. It doesn't really change back, unfortunately. It was like, there's some of that preliminary, like, if I gave you like my hand and you mine, could I get your power or you might? Not really. Because then Jacob Faith went on to found, you know, again, Miracle Enterprises to be more like, I'd rather like do like actual science.
Hey, question. Because of what you just said and how I put it together.
It's
Yeah.
as you
I'm
threw
applying
like,
inspiration because I am so shitty what happened to my mom.
You have until you act on it. I can't get points of inspiration. Let me put it like that.
Fine, I look up drug abuse.
So the final thing, Psyche, is there's a lot of routes
my
on
toes,
this.
like,
Unfortunately, it's that like
hurts. Ow.
there's too much now because it's like a lot of
I
tech
feel
corporations are
too,
doing
right?
like everyone. It's one of those like
But
I got a
there's
new
no
expo.
specific, like, gadget that I
There's
can
no
grab.
gadget yet.
Okay.
It may have to be
There's
like
no-
if you could find like some like base schematic meta dampener stuff. Like, hey, this is the actual blueprint of how this works. Then you might be able to.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is like metagamey, but it was the last session or session before that you're like, there's a spell for that. Can
I
I
did-
have spent some of that time?
You are on your way. I have a little like tracker of like
Okay.
when people are developing spells. You are getting on your way. Like that roll got you a lot of the way, and that's
Okay,
how I'm
so-
describing to you. It's like
Oh, okay. So
To
can
give
I, like,
the-
make another roll for
I need
that?
to develop
Uh,
a new spell.
that time wise later, yes.
Okay.
But yes, that roll you can have X'd off a certain number of slots out of blank. I can't tell you, but that's how I'm flavoring it for you. Is like okay, I'm
Yeah.
starting to really do this.
Okay.
1, 2, 1.
He was holding his hand really politely earlier.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You mentioned that meta abilities operate on like a frequency, or the meta dampener operates on a frequency.
Yes.
So cool thing about science is the exact inverse of any frequency
Cancel it out.
X's it out completely.
That's how
Yeah.
noise canceling headphones work.
So would we be able to take our cuffs, which operate on that same principle, and just like put a headphone up?
Yeah.
You know, like just I don't know exactly.
The-
Lincoln
well,
doesn't
yes,
know.
yes, yes.
But
You,
like as
you hit
Vanguard,
on the real world.
If
What
we
I was
put
explaining
him on
is
a non-meta-human, will they get powers?
no, like because of course the frequency. What it does again, like when I start, is it's easy to say stop. It's hard to say go and more, right?
Yeah.
What you're looking at is with the cuffs. It's all right. Like you are definitely looking.
And I think
It's you would want the bigger schematics to like.
but as
you
far as-
really need a lot to look inward and say what are the exact frequencies. Because
to
it's
even
more,
stop it.
yes, it's
Okay,
more
'cause
than
I
just
was,
like
I was saying we don't need to boost velocities.
yeah.
If we
just
can just make it
wanna-
so the cuffs and meta dampening rooms
And
don't kill him.
Because right now
Right.
it's yet to get to that point because yes, that's why
We're
finding a
gonna be
blueprint or
teenagers.
schematic of how these things are made because that's going to give you the more of like what are the exact frequencies because right now it's going to be so much shot in the dark weird science of like we're kind of just like
So,
base
like-
testing and that's all not always
Gotcha.
safe. You'd want like it's well, okay to look at an atom you need a really powerful microscope
And we
something
we wouldn't have the right equipment. Just
for
now.
something like
Gotcha,
this
gotcha.
it's like you would have the equipment to like of course
so,
just
like,
base
if I had the goal
frequency.
of making those for velocity, it would
exactly yes yes
Okay, the time right
Could
now.
I test something with Zane?
Materials.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta roll for him. Okay. And Okay. rolled the same thing twice.
So, whenever Zane gets back, I want to be like, hey, can we try something? Well, I was going to say super quick, but like not your quick. Just
Radio
like-
frequencies.
Can we just go try something in the training?
I mean,
Do you
buy
want?
me dinner first, but no, yeah, sure.
Do you want me to come with you just in case?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay. I
I don't
want
like
to.
Thank you will turn the blind
I'm so
eye.
scared.
I'm gonna bring the metacuffs,
Okay.
and I want to see if I can do what I did with the bomb vest and kind of like going around that guy to see if I can go beneath the cuffs and block
Clever, clever,
out
clever.
the frequency by
It's gonna
just
be a meat
being in
suit
the way.
before.
If that's what you're doing, do it on me, because I'm affected by the cuffs, but I'm not gonna throw up blood.
He's
Well-
like, oh, I won't either as long as I haven't been like
he
fighting.
wasn't brutally
Okay, fair.
beaten down,
I,
but like
I was just saying.
I want to see if he would be able
Can
to.
Zane be played by Cole Sprouse?
No.
Come on.
No, that's so weird. I have an actor in mind. I'll tell you after session.
I just want to see if he'd be able to still function if I was working as like
Oh
A
yeah,
buffer.
sure, gotcha.
because it doesn't work on me.
I'm ready.
I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, you can't do anything now.
No.
Okay, and then I want to see if it somehow works as a buffer.
Sure. As of right now, you would have to severely hurt yourself to do so, but you think yes. Because your body wants to be corporeal, actually. When you're conscious, it seems much easier to, like, hold form because that's just science of, like, oh, I want to be whole. But so it hurts a lot. It might be able to work. What I would say is I rolled a natural 13. And with that, it's that for it to work, you in the moment, it might have some severe consequences for you as a character.
Right. But would I be able to, like, work on that?
I will say maybe. It would be very hard to because, again, I'm trying to stop a certain frequency from hitting his cells, and it's more the fact that I'm just so much in there because it's like at that point it might be easier to do the meta reversal or meta cancellation than stoppage. Because stopping it is also, it's almost like, hey, it'd also just be easy to snap, right? Like to just hit them, right? But this is like, it would stop him, wouldn't damage the cuffs if maybe that's the goal, but it could also really hurt me because like I'm going to be like shoving my body in a very unfortunately unnatural way to try to stop it.
Well, on that same note, Psyche at one point said, wouldn't it be cool if you were able to get smaller like you get bigger?
Yo.
Thwack also wants to try looking into that to see if there's a possibility of just like, instead of getting big, just like getting smaller to like help with things.
That's something it'll take some time, but
Yeah,
you can look into it. What I will say is before we get to what you had, Carl, Cabaret,
That one.
have you ever over-designed? Have you ever thought too hard about something? And
Actually, she's super distracted by everything that's going on with the bed right now.
at one point, you guys are all sitting here, Cabaret has gotten all of the costumes from the circus, multiple old costumes from the pyramid, everything in around, and it's that, and you're sitting there, Cabaret, and it's that, like, morning of, or like, okay, later tonight we'll try looking and going, oh, I didn't even get stealth suit. So, like, you guys have every single possible costume you could ever want to like, maybe pass as a villain. Nothing stealth, though, either. I'll say, because on that one, it's like, you have too many options for one and not even the other. It's that very unfortunate, like, ooh, what are we going to try to do now? Because it's also that natural... Stealth suits are... Yeah, just be stealthy too, but to make something like stealth, it may have also taken time. It's that unfortunate Cabaret of like, crap, I've got way too much.
But it's still better than nothing.
Better than nothing,
Well,
yeah.
it's because we can just stealth.
'Cause you
around,
spent the time
we
to
can use
look for it.
invisibility. The second we're seen, though, it won't be like, are they?
Vanguard?
Who, yeah, it'll be like, what the hell? You know.
Yeah.
Teen Superior Sensation
it still helps.
Vanguard?
It's still helping us.
Hatsune Maker?
Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, right? So,
Hatsune
here's
Miku.
what I...
Cosplay into...
We're gonna quickly ask, what would everyone's villain persona be then, in case you get
We
caught?
should go around this way?
Yeah,
Because
we'll
I
start.
need to
Carl, have you thought about this?
Yes. So.
It's Jeff.
What?
Jeff.
I am Jeff.
His name's Jeff.
Lrac.
Lil Rack.
Little rack.
I think
Whoa.
the costume that I would wear, just in disguise, would be like pure white with little angel wings on the back. Yeah, that's literally it. Like maybe a golden rope tied around the waist.
Okay.
That doesn't look very villainy.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
Once it's got big blood.
Just
I love
cover
it.
the
Psyche, what would be your
Oh, that's-
villainous looking costume?
This is me flying by the seat of my pants. I think she would be like black eye makeup, just like smeared down her face.
Yeah.
She'd cover up her lightning scars, obviously, because those are kind of identifiable.
Very, yeah.
Kind of like covered in like chains and stuff. All black, big combat boots, basically just looking like a total badass. Because like
Very
her
goth,
like, superhero
2000s.
color is purple.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be like black, maybe throw some greens in there.
Black and greens. All black, green, yeah.
And like just piercings to all hell. Like
Yes, because again,
All
yeah,
fake
they don't even have to
piercings.
be the full piece. Yeah, like little clip stuff.
just like decked
yes.
out in metal.
Thwack, what would be your villain persona?
Guys, I don't know.
You should wear just like a campy red devil's outfit,
Yeah.
like
It's
with a
like-
tail and pitchfork, like full. Because that way we have an angel,
Can
a
I show
devil,
him
a
a
goth
picture
kid.
of Stimpy
It's
from
them,
the hit
Shoulder
cartoon
Angel and
show?
Shoulder Devil. Yeah.
And
and
hear me
shoulder
out.
goth.
Can I show
Oh
him a
my God.
picture of Stimpy from the hit comic show Ren and Stimpy?
We are outside in the other personas of your mind. Like, I don't know. I'm just riffing.
Thwack just turns into this guy.
That's what I mean.
Stimpy.
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 Ren and Stimpy is just.
That's it all.
Can I just look and see if there's a mascot costume?
Here's how I'm gonna flavor this. And the natural one, it's a Devils mascot costume from the Arizona Devils. That's
Yes.
hilarious. That like yes, yep, perfect.
It's a little
Wild
baggy
rule.
when I'm smaller, but when it gets big, I'm just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, right.
Bulging
Like,
muscles.
I look like the Powerpuff Girl, like the.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
what that mascot looks like.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's,
Oh my god.
This is the Arizona Devil.
Yep.
it's already very cartoonish, still very just that yellowish red. Yeah, Cabaret.
Okay, I have two options. I did roll a nat one, so I think it'd be funny if, like, after Cabaret, like, takes all of his time to
Yeah.
be like, and this color. She looks and like, oh shit, it's just from a comic book, and it's like Silk or something, right? Or like Black Cat.
It's full.
But
I
hear
think
me out,
that's
hear me
so
out. The
much
other one I
Black
had
Cat. Yeah,
It's like she'd look at that and go like, shit.
I need to
And
change.
you know, Cabaret dealing with so much right now is like,
Yeah, it's like we can't wear the same thing.
she's
I
like,
I claim the
I
black
claim
monkey.
black.
hey, this
Yeah,
is,
claim the
hey,
black.
Mr. DM, can I actually step out in the hallway with you? Do a little Uno reverse card?
What are you trying to do? I'm
I
worried.
just want to let you know.
I'm worried. I'm worried.
Don't
We just feel
worry
like-
about it. Villain's aim.
Angel.
Just start beating
Walks
him.
back
Roll
in.
for
with, like,
initiative,
oh,
mother-
that guy.
What should our depending on what else costume is gonna be, I think we should
The
do
only
like,
thing that's going through my mind is Grimace right now, but that's the McDonald's
I
guy, so
had the same thought.
you can be Grimace.
I was like, could I find like a
A
Chuck E.
Grimace?
Cheese or like a Grimace
that's
costume?
horrifying. I think we should be the influences.
The influences.
Angelic, demonic, gothic.
Gothic.
Depending again on what
Yeah,
L
it's
is.
true, yeah. What's Elle gonna do?
He's gonna pull out a Bible.
Just to be a
Well, that-
cleric,
Dress as a priest.
dress as a priest. I like that
Father
you
Killy?
placed your sleeve on your knee.
I'm gonna say I'm a classy guy.
Ayo. Ah,
What's my villain
the
name?
Great Pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin. Your villain name is just Arizona Devil.
Guys, for real, once Elle and August come back in, like, we've gotta get going. We've been,
No, seriously.
like, it's 9
It's like
o'clock and
we've
we're
been
still, like,
planning.
I'm having fun. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
saying that
it's
at all,
like
but,
we
like,
get some pretty
We gotta
lore-heavy
go.
stuff in here.
yeah. Well, which, I had the idea, and we probably should leave it alone, but if the meta dampening things are, like, sound frequencies, because radio, like, subliminal frequencies are still technically sound waves.
I have
What about silence?
silence.
If we could like adapt silence so that
Right.
it's a small sphere, but like so like
Do I
it
have
probably wouldn't help
silence?
velocity, but with like any of us that depend on meta abilities.
I mean, I have shatter, but that's
If that's a
opposite.
magical ability too.
Alrighty.
Oh, wait, but you
Uh,
didn't catch
so that's-
the main thing. The first
No, I
sentence.
did. So that wouldn't. dampen.
We're good.
If we want to
That's what
open
I'm
the
thinking.
window real quick too, just 'cause it's getting a little warm.
August, I have a question for you, and then we can get to
Are you gonna go in the hallway?
leaving. No, so the meta dampening,
Mm-hmm.
as at least the scientific, the machinery
And
that
no,
causes
I just
meta
also caught
dampening
something in my back.
is
Ow.
based off of a like radio frequency signal that's emitted, correct? It's like sub audible, but it's still
No, that's locked.
Technically, it's still some form of sound and light. Yes,
Yes.
like most rays
So-
and frequencies are.
if we
She inside was
an
locked.
innate silence wouldn't do it, but if we were to adapt silence to capture a broader spectrum, would that it wouldn't help velocity, but would it be like a small area that would be technically safe for meta people within a meta dampened
Because
area, or somebody who's wearing meta cuffs?
like if it's a spell that's magical, and so it would.
I will give you this. You started stumbling into a bit of what the spell actually is.
One more box for you.
It's because there's both a stop and a go. The go is obviously the hard one, like a true meta, like enhancement shield, or a bubble of. But silence works on the same scale.
Okay.
As silence, there is a spell that could do the same thing of casting a meta dampening, magic dampening spell. So Cabaret, you've got your full. Come out of your room. This is why it's in that one. Cabaret spent too long on her own costume. If the girl from The Ring was in a chemical fire, black drenchy hair dripping with just ooze and burns, like, it looks horrifying like a villain.
That's truly disgusting, Cabaret.
Cabaret like starts crying a little bit because this is how she looked when she was falling in.
Well, I was literally on my way to text you to be like, can Carl just like know that that's what you actually look like?
I mean,
Would you? Because he's like
in the
dead.
in the
He's,
sense
like,
of in the moments before she lost consciousness, this is how
This
she
is what she-
remembers looking.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
I don't know
because
that.
you know for the Medicops, you actually do look like this now. It is your body is changed or adapted somehow. But this is that, like,
As I was
Old.
losing consciousness, this is what I remember my body turning into.
Oh,
I don't say that out loud.
well, yeah, but it's just that, using it.
Yeah.
Zane, here's what's really fun.
But yeah, no.
He
you
is going to
totally
be
know.
wearing...
yeah. Then I'm just like,
I mean, I feel
it
like
looks good.
that would have been a compliment from Psyche because it looks like a lot of work to look that.
Thanks.
That's a lot. That's a lot of makeup.
So,
That's a
so,
lot of hours in the
like,
chair.
tags
It was
on
either
Oh.
this or Grimace.
Fucking
I
gross.
actually, I slowly hold up the costume from Silk, and I'm like, I somehow recreated a cosplay, so this was the second option. There was like, you know, like the whole like cat screaming off camera as I throw it away.
What is Zane wearing?
Zane, full on, looks like
Oh, please
If
describe in
a-
great detail.
glamour, like a mirror had a child with a disco ball. It's not true reflection, right? But it's a lot of silver shadow. And just like,
Dog is
I'm
memory.
a teleporting villain. Because that way it makes sense how I get places fast.
Nice.
Duff
I like
is
it.
full mesmerized, like, you look great.
Mirror.
Yeah, I shine a flashlight on him.
It kind of reflects.
Start
But again, the whole point is
spinning.
you don't, like,
If
that's
you
terrible for
spin-
stealth.
Yeah.
If you spin
Wait,
a little
spin
fast,
slowly. Oh, I cannot
Like
look
Like,
at that.
why
Wait,
shining
you're
a-
drilling a hole in the floor.
Start smoking out of the wood.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
no.
Like that hole in the floor, I kind of want that to be canon.
Wait,
that
can
can
you
never
do
be removed.
pirouettes?
Hmm?
Do you know ballet?
I took it a little bit.
I can give you a refresher course.
Cause like
No,
how many,
it's like,
how many
I-
spins can you like? Cause you know the spin where you do it on one foot. Like, could you
Oh, like
actually?
this? Dove does it.
I will
instantly
actually,
perfect.
you know, the pirouette. I will let you know
Wet
if he
hair
does it right
flinging
now.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of his abilities. It will make difficult terrain because it's called whirlwind. Is what he can do. He'll move fast enough in one spot.
Also,
That
it's
you
kind of
get-
like my storm.
It's like sure, it's much lower level though, and he can really only do it like once a day because it takes a lot out of him. But it's not like I'm just gonna sit here and shake and spin so hard it makes difficult terrain for people.
Nice.
Here's what Zane will give you. Getting into Portland, the Portland branch, much easier than you think. 10 stories. First 5 are office and conference room, like basic, like, oh, this is like some like minimum wage employee's desk, right? Like first 5 are easy.
Ooh, as a side note, the tag, is on my foot, on my toe, my big toe.
Oh, you want to put the tag on?
Because
That's
it
an
doesn't say my
identifying-
name, it just says Jane Doe.
Okay. Oh, just making sure. I'm like, because that would be an
It's like, oh
important
yeah, is that an
That was the whole
identification?
point. Was
Mhm.
that
Jane
I
Doe.
was never claimed, and I became an unidentified body.
thing. With floors.
What are our villain names? You'd be Jane Doe. I
Jane-
guess.
I have names for YouTube, but I'm not gonna say it.
Angel.
No.
No, I want
Ankle or Devil?
The Shoulder Boys.
The shoulder boys! Please!
No,
Please be a
please.
traveling actor!
That's why.
The twin.
Just because like it feels like that like duel, because then like I'm the angel, but I'm bad, and I'm the devil. I'm just gonna kill you. Like I don't know.
You know,
Um,
from
Because, like,
the
a
Bible.
tag team.
No,
Wait, I have an idea.
Because, you know, I am the literal devil from
Fangle.
the Bible.
Bangle.
I put in like stupid fangs. I'm
Fangle.
Fangle.
See, Zane just got him.
Fangel?
That's not
Thank
bad, Carl.
That's
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Thanks, Zane. Appreciate it.
Refraction.
Fraction.
Okay, so when are we going?
Yeah, Zane's gonna.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't know.
Zane's. Oh yeah, Psyche.
Abandon.
Abandon. Yo.
I kind of put a wet hand on the shoulder. I'm like, I feel like you need to say this more than me.
No, it's
You want
because I'm
to-
in chains. It's I don't know.
Okay.
Break your
Just
chain.
like
It's provocative.
it's provocative.
It's
yeah.
it is provocative. This
Provocative
sounds
means
bad,
more than
Jim.
just
Can I
sexual.
roll to see if I'm attracted to P right now?
Because I am like goth girl to the max.
Goth
spiked
girl?
up.
Sure.
Goth
I'll
girl.
allow. It's a.
Because okay, no
Oh.
spiked up.
Oh, you have got to be kidding
Is
me!
that a one? Is that
Is
a
it
one?
nat 20?
Please don't- No, it's a one.
No, it was a nat 13.
It's very much that Dean from Community. This better not awaken anything in me.
It's better
Like,
not awaken.
why are
it.
you in chains? Yeah.
She's got cornrows in.
Yeah, it's the
Got her-
cornrow,
got
the
her
black,
dyed.
the chain.
It's better not awaken anything in me.
Here we go. Zane's gonna give you
I
the
love
big
that
stuff.
you're like screaming at us
Um,
with the mascot head, like half as no moving
Muffled.
mouth. So just like,
Here's important to note. So all you
Yeah,
will
sorry.
probably want notes on it just because this will
Oh,
be
yes.
very important. First 5 floors are basically nothing. Easy enough. Once you hit floor 6, 7, and 8, that is R&D, research and development. It is where, again, they are developing formula stuff to put out to the public, to the people for their food. It's probably where they would be getting stuff to send to Alcatraz too. Research and development does more than just like, hey, let's come up with new stuff. It's we're in charge of shipments of the old stuff, like our big, easily packageable containers for the prison systems, right? That's 6, 7, 8. Floor 9 is the servers. That is a full room that has no elevator access because you can access it from the 10th floor, which is the CEO offices. Of course, the CEO doesn't usually visit this branch. He's in New York most of the time. But this is where the local vice president, the local up-and-ups are going to be. Everyone's got a corner office. Elevators only go 1 through 5. You need a key card of some kind to get to 6 through 8 for R&D. To get to the top offices, of course, you would need a CEO. And Zane's not sure, unfortunately. He did roll 2 synthetic 17s, which is great, but it's that he knows you can't get into the server room because that would have been great for him, but it's like it's hard to like get down. You've got to do it from above. Like
And it's a stairwell from 10 to 9.
exactly. That's why it's like there's no like even secret elevator. It's a physical way to get in. For
for the garden
safety
wall
and security.
intermittent music.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun. That is Portland.
Okay.
Ohio is vastly different.
Hey, yo, after we hit up the Portland location, could we go to Voodoo Donuts?
Yeah, good time.
Donuts. Me all decked out
The
in Portland.
Ohio location is not in terms of high rise, it is in terms of buildings. As in they have a full building for R&D. It's got like 4 stories, all the works because it's tons of science and stuff. After R&D, we can close the window too once everyone's feeling good.
Or I can open this one because
Yeah, we can
swap.
swap.
So we can switch.
Yeah, swap to windows. Okay. So Elle, do you want to close that one? And we'll,
Ow! Ow! What the shiz?
Pulling muscles?
Yeah, I also pulled a muscle.
There you go. Sorry.
What is that with your window?
It's just a window.
Okay.
You're just weak. I'm kidding.
Just a little stick.
When
Say that to my face right now.
you guys look into Ohio, what Zane will tell you, full building just for R&D. 4 floors, heavy stuff. There are 3 different buildings for storage, which are connected to R&D. And finally, there is a CEO
Like
building.
physically connected to the R&D building,
Mhm.
or
Each one has an entranceway into it that has like back gates, but like heavily bay doors that like have triple lock combo. Like it's when they need to ship stuff out that they'll go to the 3 connected buildings. But the main R&D building is next to a completely separate building for the companies and the movers and shakers, where the people are going to work, where the stuff is kept. There is a basement server that Zane thinks could be accessed by elevator, but it's the same thing of with here, different key cards do different stuff. Security can only get so far. There is higher access for the higher ups. R&D can get you into a lot of places with Azure Co, but that's about it. He will say he was unfortunately not able to get any key cards just because it would look suspicious. He didn't want to grab any right now and have someone go, I lost my key card today, let me report it. So it's that very natural. He doesn't have anything now.
But as long as you planned escape routes too, then...
Main escape routes for the Portland is through the elevator. There's fire exits on the 5th through 1st floors. Like, it's easier actually to get out of Portland. The Ohio it's just kind of empty around. Escape route would be he would have to help get you guys to a predetermined location to get.
are there any tall-ish buildings around the Portland building?
No. Around the
Portland, not Ohio.
yeah, I'm like Ohio. No.
Oregon.
So sorry, I just
You're good.
Berligend.
around the Portland building. Most other buildings are also the same level of like high company corporation. It is the taller one in the district it's in.
So say we were on the 9th or 10th floor and we were stuck. If we were to break a window and have Zane run us and at one at a time jump, holding one of us to the nearest rooftop.
He could do a one-time jump to someone. He does have a bit of he could do feather falling, basically like bit of a jump in and out, but it would require him to feather fall.
Throw somebody.
Well, no, he would feather fall himself.
I mean, I could throw somebody.
Oh, you could throw someone.
That has feather fall.
Bob, throw me. But that's the thing. He does have feather fall he can give. It's something. It's a personal reaction he can take. But again, that as the cost of some of his surging, right?
Okay.
Like
I was just wondering if that's an alternative escape.
it's not a terrible power, but like if he were to do it, he can maybe take one person with him, but it'd be hard for him to get back.
Or like feather fall and throw somebody on top of the 10th
Most
floor.
of the escapes that he can give you is like Portland. We get at least to the 5th floor, and yeah, any of the emergency fire elevator stairwells, like we'd be pretty set there. Ohio, it's that if we get found,
We're screwed.
it's a bit of a screwed situation because there's nowhere easy to hide because it's surrounded by a bunch of farms, right? It's supposed to be that like, look, we're a farm company, right?
Wait, we're not going in as ourselves. We could go in as terrorists and plant
No!
explosives. Plant explosives in the R&D department if we find enough stuff that is directly sketchy, and destroy the plant there.
And make
But
them
then
look
we
like
destroy all the
victims.
information that we would need.
Who cares? No. We take the stuff that we can
Oh.
take, because then they don't know exactly what we took, and who cares if they look like victims to the media? Because they don't look bad to. They don't look like evil people to the media
They
right
don't,
now either.
yeah.
And they're a big enough corporation. It would be the same as in real world. If Amazon was attacked by, it would be a horrible and we'd want to make sure nobody's there. But there's not going to be a GoFundMe. If we're going there at 3 o'clock in the morning,
But then they'd question why would terrorists go at 3 o'clock in the morning? They would want as
Well,
many people to
because
as
they
possible.
were terrorists.
I
You
mean,
know,
we're
they're
already dressed
we don't
as
need to
villains.
explain our. What
Let's
I'm
just
saying
do
is,
villains.
Villains are already terrorists in this world, so
Okay,
it's
Basically.
kind of like,
saying the more
legally
that
they are, yeah.
the more
If
that
you
we
wanna
destroy,
bring
the less they
bombs-
know why we were there.
if you want to bring bombs, leader says yes. But that
That's
could be a plan
very
B.
forward-thinking policy that the Vanguard has and has always had.
I'm ready.
Bombs?
Everyone's ready?
Yeah, we're.
Is everyone ready for some quick time initiative?
Yes.
Wait.
Everyone's going to have, as a
QTEs?
group, with these quick time, how I'm doing them.
Yep.
I will be
Not one.
as a group. Oh my gosh, that
You gotta stop touching that
this is
dice.
hilarious. I
I
love
bought
this.
this dice specifically for Dev.
This is
Okay,
gonna be
the ones
amazing.
I bought
And
for
I rolled
Shane
not
bought,
ones on the ones that you
whatever.
gave me for Dev.
Bummer.
The ones I bought for Psyche, or you bought for Psyche, whatever, I roll shit on all the time.
I will let you know. For this quick time, you guys, unless you split up, basically act as a group. Meaning, as of right now, with 4 of you, Zane can do stuff on his own, shall I say, have 30 seconds as a group. When you split up, you get your 6 seconds. That is how this quick time's going to work, because it's going to be a lot of natural, unless you tell me otherwise, it's the natural we're moving forward, right? Like, let's keep moving, or waiting, or do, like, a lot of that's generally accepted, but it's the specific, I will do the, let you know, either someone's coming, or something's here, or you have to break in, or you have to break out. But you'll have 30 seconds as a group. You do have someone that has telepathic communication, so knowing for talking, which is honestly probably the best part. Beyond that, it will be very limited in what you can do, unless you're willing to wait your action till next turn. But at which point I'll tell, like, if Thwack says, I am going to break open the window, I'll go, that's a 2-turn thing. Because it'll take 1 turn to probably bust it enough and do it again. Just based on, like, more generalized, like, you can do things like that, but a certain type of window might be better than, like, oh, I'm going to break a door handle. Cool, that's what you're doing, roll it now, right? A window is like, oh, this will happen. It'll just take a little bit more time, right? I would like everyone to roll initiative, though. Because,
Can I
again...
do a final pocket check before we go?
Oh, yes, please do.
And I'm gonna say I'm mostly gonna be using guns, so as not to use too many of my powers that would
17.
17.
Because I'm not adding anything, right?
Yeah. On a 17, you are able to pull out what looks to be a rag that's a little wet.
I'm gonna not put it back in the other pocket, or the secret magic pocket. I'm just gonna, like, stuff it in my coat.
Gotcha. Here we go. Initiative, please. Cabaret, excellently done. Carl, what'd you get?
21.
21?
I was about to say, did you just
Psyche,
I also got a 21.
21. Flack,
What's that?
18.
I'm so happy.
and not 29. That would be so
Do
bad.
you want my inspiration?
No.
Plus
Because right now,
I think it's
as a group,
necessary.
it's only if you break off, then your true initiative will come into play. Velocity...
Oh, this is initiative.
Oh, it's initiative. Yes.
21.
21.
Hey!
I thought it was a stealth check. So
You
I
know
was
what's
like, +3.
hilarious? Velocity got a 21 as well. So the
Come
group...
on, Cavs.
Cabaret, what's your... Cabaret, like, wait, I didn't plan my costume for movement. And, like, I'm, like, doing the
It's like,
awkward
you
ring
don't have
shuffle.
shoes on, so
Wait, are you in like the
Ow,
hospital
that,
or like the
asshole,
morgue
it's
dress?
like super, what?
Yes, it's a very more...
Like the morgue dress, like. where
Like,
it's just,
yes, there's still pants,
Like,
but
I'm
it's not,
also,
like, it's hard to
what
run
I
in that...
woke up in and what I remember last evening.
And she don't got no shoes on.
I think that's
Ow, ow, I need
absolutely
pair of shoes,
hilarious,
ow.
though, of, like, everyone's ready, and Cabaret's like, wait, I put a lot of time into the design. I didn't think of, like, actual field
Are
applications.
there hospital slippers anywhere in the costume Rex?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the easy part. It's
You have shoes now.
I have shoes now.
Issues.
here we go.
Let's
Still
go.
hurts. Ow. Ow.
We are going to be entering the quick
Hey.
time.
Oh. Let's go.
Hey. Oh.
Let's go.
Hey.
Oh.
Let's go!
Turn up midnight prayer tonight.
Where are the other drugs going?
Yeah, I was
Some
thinking
poor cigarette.
Kids in America, not
Does
whatever
the
you were
full
singing.
R2D2.
Next street pop.
Okay, sorry. This has gone
Here we
way
go.
off the
I was
rails.
thinking
Hey.
kids in America.
Oh,
No.
let's go. Oh.
You've made it to Portland. You are standing outside the building. Right now, there are 2 security guards out front, one at a back entrance that you know about, and of course the fire escapes, which are unmanned but can only open from the inside. You guys have 30 seconds. What would you like to try to do?
I am going to cast invisibility at the upcast it so I can get everyone.
'Kay.
Just so I can see if we can sneak past them, because if we don't raise any alarms at first,
Yes.
then that's great.
Excellent. Anyone else doing anything to help with that, or something?
I want to be making perception checks to see if there are meta dampening like
Please do so.
devices just installed in the open.
I'm gonna do theatrics, thaumaturgy. I'm going to
A little bit of thaumaturgy.
make
that'll help.
lights flicker.
Here we go.
6.
6.
There's no meta dampening
I
here.
will look
It
as
would be
well.
obvious in your mind of like,
Oh, wait, we
these
also
look
look
like
for
outdoor. Why would they put
meta-damping?
meta-damping outside the building, right?
Yeah.
You had a perception check, right?
And that is
Certainly did.
time.
Help
Here we
action,
go.
'cause I have.
I
No, it was
looked.
investigation.
Oh, what'd you
I
get?
got a
I help action because.
Well, you were doing invisibility.
16.
16. Here we go.
Would this be a
Um,
performance check?
Guards are doing a bit of their investigation at disadvantage again. Basically, for a guard, all they're doing is looking at for things,
Okay.
right? But you guys have turned yourself invisible, thaumaturgy, because again, it's more than just, yes, I got the number. Don't worry. You just have to be rolling before I stop the time. Is basically what happened. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
It's like,
you
this
and
is a
well, because
performance
Flax, who was
check.
like, "Oh wait, I was trying to look
I
too."
didn't tell you
Yes.
my number yet.
Yes, you did. You just did. You said 13.
That's not what I said. I said,
You gotta then speak up because you just went 13, and I thought that
I
was
said, hey.
that was not
that's
I did not say
coffee
that.
for
August-
Henry.
I
Do
think
not
you're
make
going
me-
Henry. Henry, Trent, Henry. No, yes. Sorry,
What'd you
from
roll?
the other campaign. What'd you roll?
18 plus 7.
Okay, that's not what I heard.
Hey.
You got, and again, I will say you got to tell me because again, this is quick time. 25. They already have disadvantage though between all the stuff going on.
I know, I'm trying to freak them out. I'm trying to put them on edge.
I will tell you this right now. That's going to counteract with the invisibility. That's
we don't want
not.
them to know that anybody is here.
I didn't
No,
say.
but that's why it's quick time. This
Just
is all
for-
happening.
Then it's
Okay.
just
everyone
me.
else. And
On a
everyone
natural
else is
one,
invisible
they
except
start
for-
screaming, running away. One of them is calling 911. As all of you are
I start
sneaking in,
unnaturally twisting my head.
We're
it's
all
no
invisible.
all invisible.
Except
No,
for
because
well,
I
if she
cast
casts a spell.
thaumaturgy.
You cast a spell for
So
thaumaturgy.
that's why
They
I'm
see
the
you
only one
Calling
there.
911. You guys maybe have minutes now. But again, quick time. It's in 6 seconds. You are in though. The guards are gone.
I keep
Entering into the lobby,
No, I
good.
looking around. You're seeing the stairway. You're not seeing anyone inside. Dim lighting. What would you like to do?
I'm getting in the elevator.
Okay.
Like up to level 5, that's
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's gonna
go
be
as
the
far as we
fastest.
can.
Okay, level 5, level 5. Yeah, pretty easy. I'll reset that time. Easy enough. It's not a bad thing. It's just that's the point of
No,
quick time.
Could I speak in Elle's mind?
Yeah.
as we're-
Oh yes, you can all speak because of this.
Dude, just run interview. You stay on the first floor and just
Just looking.
continue just being like,
freaky.
and
Yeah,
like,
it's like the
because that way
distraction.
everybody's gonna look at you.
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
I was thinking already. I'm not going in the elevator.
No,
Okay,
that's
cool.
smart then.
Here we go.
That's-
Yeah, good.
4 of you go
I'll
up.
actually buy them
Zoom.
more time, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
If-
and then,
if
then
the police
can
come and-
Zane then be on...
Nope, he's already up.
Yeah, he's with us.
Quick time's already over with that. Boof.
Okay,
Cabaret,
no way
you're
out.
holding
Cool.
actions for holding
Well, he would
to
be
freak
the
people out.
That's
if
what I was
people
trying
are
to say, is if you could be my escape route. If I...
Well,
too
you
late.
know,
He's
you
already
know
up.
the escape route. That's
You already know the escape route. Any of the fire escapes open from the inside. They're not going to trigger any
And
alarms
if you're on
because
the first
that's
floor,
just
you could just
basic stuff.
Yeah, you are more escapable at this point.
you are
You're
way
the most
faster than
You're
everybody else.
gonna have an easier time of getting out. You 4 make it to level 5. Doors open. You are all invisible still. There are guards.
Okay, guards perception.
There are 3 guards
Um,
standing here because at the end of this hallway are the doors that lead upwards towards the higher R&D and CEO.
we need the key cards to get
Mhm.
up. Do the guards have those key cards?
I will let you know it's easy enough to see the guards have key cards.
Okay.
I'll start the time now.
Okay, I want to perception, meta dampening.
Yep.
Get a key card from one of the guards. I don't know if that's gonna be
I have
stealth
advantage
or...
on sleight of hand checks.
Okay,
Okay,
so
you do that because I was gonna say one or the other. So you'll
Okay.
try to key card. You'll look for the things. Anything you're doing. Zane's
Um,
gonna give help action to sleight of hand for you.
Can I prepare in case? Oh, you already have advantage. I'm going to. I'm gonna stand by the next door, and prepare in case shit hits the fan.
And perfect. Okay.
there's a 23 perception.
23. What'd you get for sleight of hand?
21.
21. No meta dampening in here.
Okay.
21. You grab the guard's key card.
And we're still invisible because we haven't attacked.
Still invisible.
Yep.
You think it's easy enough. This will probably get you to R&D. You're not sure if it'll get you all the way to like CEO
That's
quarters.
Right.
Um,
R&D is good.
The next three
Here we go.
floors.
Here's what's important to note. You have the key card now. We're about to enter the next quick time. How are you going to get in the elevator? Because right now, there are the guards. They're
Is it
all
not
just...
the same elevator. Or is
It's,
it like
it's like across the hallway. It's not like this
Oh.
elevator is only for like the bottom 5.
Are
This is
they-
like a specific to go up.
Are they facing us right now?
Right now, no. They're more just like kind of like in the hallways. They're moving around. It's more like quick
This
set
is like
patterns.
office space, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I go shove a chair over?
Okay.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like around the corner. I'm just gonna like tip over a chair.
So
Yep,
they'll go
and then
towards
run
that.
back in. Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna just let him do that. I was gonna try minor illusion, but that would drop illusion or invisibility. So
Yes,
I'm gonna
yeah.
let Carl.
Well,
take
and
it.
it'll look freaky and they'll be like, what the hell? But like sometimes chairs or
Yep.
like
Or
well,
just
I
like
didn't,
make
I
a
didn't specify.
crashing
Never mind.
sound. They'll
Thwack,
go
anything you
investigate.
want to try to be doing? Zane's
I
gonna
am
give you
going
advantage.
to move to be like ready, so like as soon as they're out of the way, to just
Get
like
the door in.
sleight
Yeah,
of
'cause you have
hand,
the card.
try and open up the elevator again.
Here we go. We're gonna see how well you were able to accomplish this. As Zane's giving you help action, will give them. Thank goodness for Zane. That was already nat 20 for them. 60. You have a pretty hard time slipping out, but Zane helps grab you at some point. As you tip over the chair turn, two guards are immediately in the door frame. Thankfully, it's not magic or attacking. Zane is able to use his in speed. He leaps you over them, super speeds under, grabs you as you both door in. You guys are in. Make me a perception check down on the floor, cabaret, to look for the police.
That is actually an at 20.
Nice.
Excellent. I will tell you then exactly. We have 10 quick time events until the police come.
I tell them that.
Yep.
And with that, am I
Messaging,
going
you know, that
to use
easy, like-
in between, basically all forms of thaumaturgy to make myself fade in, fade out,
Yes.
shatter lights.
When they arrive, we will do that if needs be, of course. Like that is something we're prepping for. That 20 and that you're ready to cabaret. That's here we go. It's
I
Halloween.
am distraction.
Here we go. The elevator ding opens. R&D. First thing you notice, there are no guards because invisibility drops. There are meta dampeners in here. The invisibility drops. Looking around, you're easily able to see this elevator should be able to go up to the 10th floor, skipping the server room, but you don't think you have that card.
Okay.
Cool. Nobody's
Guys.
around.
No one's around.
Let's punch out the roof and climb up the shaft.
Okay,
That.
for
How about we
That
look
feels
for
villainous.
R&D,
that's-
I can explore with the meta dampening and be fine.
That's true. Okay. I'm gonna.
I
try
can
to look for
hold my
vents.
breath for a very long time. Are we? Is that?
It's like, it's that when you're in the elevator, you're fine. If you step out, it's that me like, oh shoot, our invisibility just
Because we
dropped.
can't get up to floor 10 or 9. But
I can go and look for something.
I am
yeah,
trying to
'cause
climb the
I-
elevator shaft.
Okay,
'Cause
climb
we
the elevator
can't-
shaft,
yeah.
looking for vents, and
Because if we're safe in the
People.
elevator, like,
Cards.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna join in the elevator.
investigations from all of you then for these different things. Zane is going to help search with you because even though he's won't have his powers because he's
Synth,
good at
yeah.
looking for things. Synth 20. Okay. It's decent.
That's a 21.
21. We'll get to that in a second.
Was it perception or investigation?
Investigation, yeah. Because you're looking for a specific thing.
20.
Synth 20. You're both looking around. What specifically were some things you wanted to look for?
On this floor, I wanted to spot anybody who might have a higher access key card and just like any kind of specific chemical looking development
Mhm.
spot.
You guys turn. Zane kind of like taps you on the shoulder. You look as you both have already onto the top of the elevator. There is service elevator. This is out of quick time because you already found it. Go ahead and give me athletics because this is just a straight ladder going up now. It is, again, it is a fire safety thing. If this ever were to break, you got to be able to get down.
Right.
Especially since it's not a full down. This is a specific built on the 5th floor up. What you get, Carl?
it's cocked, but it's almost a nat. It would have been a nat 20 if it didn't hit my D100.
Ooh.
Wait, put something on top of it if it slides off.
That's true, yeah.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
All right. What'd you get, Psyche?
I got a natural 19
19.
plus a 1 athletics, so 20.
Carl. Oh yeah, this is just like the bars at home when you travel around through tubes on a ship. Like you're up in a second. Psychic that. Wow, has he always been this good at climbing? You guys are fine.
I grab it with my arms and then I walk up it. Like my feet are against it and I'm just like...
Very, the opposite of, those toys that shimmy down ladders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're going up.
Weird.
Come on!
You guys find...
So we're on the 10th floor.
Are we on the 10th floor? Or the
Computer, you think this is head of R&D.
The elevator takes you to the...
This is the head office. You're on that this is floor 8 of 6, right? So you find the head office. You're finding a lot of stuff. You find a computer and some files written down, labeled shipments to go out. Looking through this, you and Zane immediately realize this is shipments going out to most major places in America. There is heavy shipments going to 2 places in particular. One is Alcatraz. The other is to a buyer. And when I say that, it literally says buyer. B-U-Y-E-R. Which is wild because everything else is oh, this is going to the local Portland school system. Oh, this is going to the California. Oh, this is going down to the Vegas, big casinos. Those are the kind of names, especially the higher up you get. The top 2, number 1 is buyer. Number 2 is Alcatraz.
Okay. I want to quickly check for if I'm able to know what server
We'll be
this
splitting.
connects
Quick time
to.
events are in 3, so it's you and Zane. We'll be starting your second.
Right.
You guys will be up next. Cabaret, you finish up the order. But again, right now on that nat 20, you're in a really good spot. You're able to just sit and prep. That's good for you. Yeah. Sorry. Here we go.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. I want to search and definitely see if there's a trail to see if I can know if there's more files on this computer that I could just grab.
Yep.
And if not, then I want to see if I can spot which server's which that I could go up in.
Nat 20, Zane did an insight for you in that sense of pointing at this computer, just you actually see it's that fun horse symbol inside.
Nay.
Little neigh techno. As you got, it's more like what we would consider a little disc, right? It's that kind of flat, sleek design because it's meant to slip into something, right? You got everything off of this computer, which on the Nat 20, Zane just oh yeah, this file is just a quick print off of oh, by the way, remember for our quarterlies, let's look at these buyers. You know for sure that, or Zane knows for sure, and you can get that.
Okay.
Psyche and Carl, as we move up in this quick time, on next time is what you will get to do on next time.
Okay,
That was already
wanting to do the C check before I downloaded everything. If I could spot which server it was connected to. So
I will tell you that's a 3-round thing. So that would be it will happen. It's just gonna take 3 rounds worth of let me see, on the computer based stuff kind of Sorry. Here we go. Psyche and Carl. You guys clamber up. Eventually, you are sure you're at the top on level 10.
Okay.
As I'll say, Nat 20, doors are easily able to get open, as most elevators actually are able to if you're on the other side. Opening up, you're in the CEO office room.
Okay.
The CEO's room or on the floor?
CEO's floor, sorry. And I
Okay,
shouldn't
I was
keep calling it CEO. See, this is not the room. This is executive floor.
Okay. Perception to try and find CEO office. Also, if there's anyone here, we're after hours. So.
Yep.
I'm looking for the stairs immediately.
Excellent. Carl, you have a constitution score of +2. You will have 3 rounds of being able to hold your breath with the meta dampeners up here.
Okay, so every 3 rounds I need to get back to the elevator to take a breath.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how we're...
What happens if I don't?
Oh, right.
You're passing out.
How quickly?
Immediately.
Okay,
It's
so
a
3
loss
rounds is
of
my max.
what we would consider oxygen, whatever
I get
chemicals.
18 seconds?
Again, quick time events.
Okay,
I
so it's a
play
little
faster.
bit longer.
It's
Okay,
what-
I was what the hell?
What the fuck?
I'm
who's-
in space. I think I could hold my breath for at
No,
least
yeah.
a
Some
minute.
breath holding training.
It's
Yeah,
about,
that's
if we're
actually
calling it
aesthetic.
these quick time events are more like
Perfect.
1 minute quick time events.
Okay.
It's that natural
I'm-
D&D 3 minutes,
Okay, I'm
2
with
plus
you.
a minute. You'll have 3 rounds. Sorry, and I paused the timer to explain that. So you're looking for the head offices.
Head offices.
I'm looking for stairwell.
Investigation, go.
Should have passed out some horses.
Only a 14.
14.
Is it
10.
Or at least
14 is enough to hit the AC or DC exactly. You find what's got to be the executive vice president of this branch's room. That's easy enough. Of like, not you. That's the biggest one, right? The
mahogany
big,
door.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's mahogany.
easy enough. It seems like it is analog locked, meaning it's a key lock. That's what I'll give
so
you.
I could totally.
On a 10, you're not finding the stairwell yet.
Does it take a turn to run back to the open elevator door and suck?
Yes. Oh, yes. Important to know. It will. Like, it'll take your like.
So do I get 3? Is it 3 turns of doing things, or is it 2 turns and the 3rd turn is getting back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have made.
No,
that
I just want to be.
Here we go.
know what's
Cabaret,
happening.
you're still doing fine. Oh, I haven't been going. Here we go. Police, you think will be here, Cabaret, in 6 rounds around. It's currently like round
Okay.
4, quick time 4. Velocity and Thwack. You're still looking for the servers?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay.
I want to also.
Zane was gonna help gun that one, so he can't speed it up.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I was gonna have him run a horse up to the other guys, so that as soon as I find
Oh,
which
gotcha.
server,
Sure. Yep.
then I
Like
can
better
just be
dampening.
like,
Perfect. He will grab a horse and start moving his way to get to up there.
because once he gets to the elevator, he can just
He can zip up.
and
It's
then
just
he can
when he's
just
out
slide
the
you guys
elevator.
a horse
Okay, yeah,
for
'cause
when
he
you
should
guys.
get
Okay.
out.
Or we could even leave it by the. Well, we wouldn't have.
Psyche and Carl, you're at the door.
How close is Big Black
Zane's on
Big
the way.
office?
Big dude's off. You're outside the office.
Okay.
It's not like
And, like from the elevator, so could Zane just like slide that thing too?
Zane would have to take his turn getting to you guys. Like you're not close to the elevator.
I'll move a little closer then, so he doesn't die from the meta dampening stuff.
Okay.
Unless he's fine.
Yeah,
He'll
he's
probably be
fine
fine.
right now because he's
Oh,
not
he is.
been beaten up.
It's only when he's
okay.
in a battle and immediately loses powers he'll take points of exhaustion.
Oh, okay.
Part
gotcha,
of the
gotcha.
speedster thing.
Okay, so
Um,
he's good to get to us.
Yes.
Okay.
Good to get to you guys.
I'm looking for the stairwell again.
Look for the stairwell again.
13.
13. It is nowhere visibly on this floor. It might be behind the locked door.
I'm gonna work on getting the door unlocked.
Okay, make me a sleight of hand
Starting-
check. And perfect. That ends your time perfectly. So, make the roll.
That's a natural 19 plus a 3, so 22.
22. As the turn ends, the door is unlocked.
Okay.
We will get to that in a second. Cabaret, you're still doing great. 6 rounds, you're still good. Velocity and Thwack, here's round 3. You're going to be finishing up. Just getting up there. Yeah. Immediately gets in, throws, Carl, you're probably that closest, throws you the horse, and is going to start heading back down.
Okay.
Thwack, anything else you're doing out here? Just finishing up that final check as you'll be
Yeah.
just about finished getting the stuff you need. Psyche and Carl, sorry. These rounds are moving much faster than I thought they would be. Okay, doors open. Are you going inside?
Perception first.
Yep.
To make sure there's no I guess I'm invisible, but.
Yeah. Oh no, the invisibility drop. Meta dampers dropped her
You're not
invisibility.
allowed-
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
When we stepped out of the stairwell.
Because
Oh, gotcha.
We had it as we were climbing the
Your
stairwell, but once we were
Powers themselves are not meta.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've stopped the timer. It's your power themselves are not meta, but their effects seem to be also in that somewhat of frequency, whether it's because of magic or meta affected by
Okay.
the
Gotcha.
dampeners.
Cool. I'm gonna cautiously go in this man's office with the
Mhm.
Trojan horse, to get any information off of his personal computer
Okay.
that I can, like emails, all that
Yep.
junk.
Did he bring one to both of us? Or do we just have one to the two of us?
I sent one up
Yeah.
and was saying that it's for the server once I find what
Yeah.
server
Maybe-
has the most important information.
That's when he can, because he'll be able to relay the information of, I found some important info,
Okay.
tracked
So
it
maybe
back.
I won't use it on his personal computer because that's
Unless
against
Zane went and got another one, because he'll be back to you in just a second.
Probably.
So, but yeah, for now, that one specifically, like,
How
try to use it.
tall are the floors?
Right now, the floors are each about 15 feet tall.
So if he's on floor 8, I'm on floor 10. We're within 30 feet of each other? If I was directly
you
above...
were directly above and lying on the ground, and you tried to get up onto the
Okay,
ceiling.
then
yes.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, right. Like there would be enough of like, let me get on the stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I go back to the elevator and take a suck.
You breath of air that will help reset. You're great. Cabaret 5 rounds away.
Okay.
Velocity is able to get back to you. Thwack.
Okay.
You're able to get the server number sending up. So you guys, once you get to the service, it'll take almost no time, no check need to get to the server.
Okay. And then I want to start looking for possibly whatever the serum is, if it's there.
Not
Yes.
on the computer, in the physical room.
Yes, just like the physical, like chemicals, and seeing if there is a thing there.
Perfect.
Not like
Make
a
the
file.
investigation check. Zane's gonna run. He's gonna ask 2 other Trojan horses to bring just in case there's other stuff we can also get. Yep. A natural one though, he won't be able to get there this turn. It's that natural. Oh, meta. Right. I'm just normal running. Okay. Heading up. Psyche and Carl, you're in the head office. Easy enough. Also, no crazy stuff. There is a stairwell
Okay.
in this office.
We will. I'm gonna perceive too because I don't want to just go blindly running into a stairwell that could.
I will let you know. Should have explained this better earlier. Zane has already told you guys security cameras. You're fine with camera. Like you're not gonna worry about like, oh no, they saw my face. Like
And
Zane
if
already
you've
did that.
meta-dampened,
You
if
guys
something
are
worse, that'll happen.
running the best routes already of like moving down this side, jumping to this way, going in. Like he's already giving you. Security cameras are actually the easiest part of the heist. Fun fact. Because you either take them out or you just know where not to go.
Right.
They only suck if you're in initiative and have no other choice.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Battle initiative, combat initiative.
So cautiously going downstairs because I mean, yeah, there's meta damping, but we don't know about this 9th floor because
Yep.
there's no
Could be
information on it.
tarps.
So I'm actually gonna put invisibility back up on us too. So we're back in the stairway.
If
Unless you want
it's
I'm
Okay.
not with you.
You're
I'm
not
still
with
over
me?
by the
Okay.
elevator. Because
Okay.
I think what I'm gonna do is wait for Zane to come back
I'll
up,
go
and then I'll run to join
Yep.
you.
invisibility on myself and go down the stairwell
Okay.
cautiously.
Casting visible on yourself, it does affect. In
Does
this
affect.
stairwell, you think it's just in the floors themselves in the rooms. It's a safety precaution.
Yeah, because I don't want to go bursting into this room
Mhm.
because I don't know if there's meta damping in there either. But I guess we'll find out soon enough.
You get into this room, invisibility doesn't drop.
Doesn't drop. Okay.
Could be that, okay, if something just keeping things out, once you're inside, why would you need med dampers if it's already well sealed, right?
Right. And this is just servers that I'm seeing?
Bunch of servers. Easy enough. The first thing you're going to find is like, again,
Oh,
VIN
I
code
have-
number that Thwack tells you is, oh, that's the one that would be connected directly to the order
I
shipment,
have
all
an
that first
ability
stuff.
I would like to use. I think it's sorcerer.
It'll have to come on your next turn, I will say,
Okay,
as
'cause
part of
I'm
your turn was
just
getting here.
moving. Okay.
And unlike on this one, it's that first immediate, oh, I'm here. That's the first server.
Okay.
Boom. You've got the stuff from that. Cabaret, 4 rounds left.
Okay, let me know when there's 2 rounds left. Then I'm gonna cast invisibility and then get myself out of here on the first floor.
Clever.
You're coming up.
No, I'm leaving.
No, like, yo, that classic, like, I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're
get
gonna
out because we're too close to being.
Well, you said on the first floor, and I was thinking,
Oh,
Oh,
ground floor, first floor, yeah.
I literally just walk back out the doors. I
Yeah,
open,
yeah,
I
yeah.
swing
No,
them
that-
again, crash, 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 crash,
that makes
and I
sense.
literally walk into the night.
Yeah.
Velocity is able to run. You have 2 horses.
Okay, I am immediately sprinting.
Yep.
I am gonna.
He'll be getting back to you.
I'm gonna rip one from the actual CEOs or CFOs.
I already did that.
No, you just got the one that Thwack let you know. You have the
Oh.
horse containing all the information.
I thought you gave me an empty one. Never mind.
Oh, I-
Do the-
Did.
No, the
Yes.
one that you sent up, what I had, and I gave it to her, but she's now down in the server room, isn't she?
Yeah,
Okay, because
because I
used
sent
mine.
him up with
Okay,
the
I just wasn't.
Yeah.
info
yeah,
to...
you use it for that. I'm running
Okay.
straight down to you with the 2 blank ones and
Okay.
plugging
There's
the first
2
one
blank
in.
I
ones.
have one with the
Right
CEO's
now,
computer
we've
now.
got one with the computer secrets.
Okay.
Check. You've got 2 blank ones that you're running in, and I should say it's about to start velocity. But that was just velocity. Again, he is so fast. Boom,
Well,
getting
and-
to you, getting back down.
Izzy got the
The
CFO's computer.
CFO's
So we have CFO.
Yes.
We have the one in the R&D, and now we have one of the
Main server.
main server.
Yeah, once...
There's a main server. There's an R&D. There's the dude's computer, and 1 blank one then left that you're
Yes.
holding.
Yes.
Velocity back to you. Thwack, what would you like to do?
I was still looking for the stuff. I
Make me an
never
investigation.
gave you
Yes.
the roll last time.
Yes. What was the roll last time?
It was 18 plus 2, so 20.
20. You know for certain it's not here. everything here seems to be more about supply and production, not chemical composition. This R&D is not the one you would need. On a 20 beating that DC of 15 would have been, is it still here? 20, you know, good. Okay, not this building.
Okay.
Psyche and Carl, you guys are up there.
Are there any servers that look particularly juicy?
Investigation.
Juicy servers. Also, I realized the ability I wanted to use was from a different character. So,
Oh, so sorry.
17.
have
That's
to
pretty good.
figure out.
17 and any last things real quick.
I'm just gonna pull out my gun,
Prep it. Cool.
prep it. Maybe gonna shoot some servers if
In case, yeah,
Just
like
in case.
damage some stuff,
there's
terrorism.
some information, terrorism, whatever.
Cool.
Or
17.
bad guys
You
for-
find one that looks
What's
decent. A lot of power's running to it. A lot of banks are on it.
Cool. I'm slapping in that last Trojan.
Last one. Like, cool. You've got the R&D. Yeah, did you not get that earlier? It's fun. You've got the Trojan for the R&D. You got the one for the main computer. You got the one for the main, the CEO computer.
No,
Got the one for the
Jesus.
main server, and you got the one for one of the bigger servers down here.
Juice.
Some important stuff. Cabaret, 3 rounds left.
3.
3.
I'm gonna keep making havoc. I am going full exorcist on this. I am. No, not like that, but like any metal
I know.
things.
Fish
bent.
from Chicken
Papers.
Little?
Oh, I was doing
Yeah. No.
Monsters Inc. That like monster that just like tentacles his arms.
No. I am like straight up floating in the air. Metal is bending. Papers are flying. My eyes have
making
no
the shit go wild.
fully like
Yeah,
chemical
yeah.
blue.
Here
You
we
know.
go.
I'm like,
Quack.
you know.
Flashy.
Moving our way down.
Cool. Moving down. Psyche Carl.
I need to run back to the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
already.
gonna make one last.
Oh, can
prediction
I
just
be
'cause,
doing
like, I don't
major
wanna miss
image?
anything important.
Good.
For all this, so that when I leave, it goes back to normal. Will you please give me that?
Making it major image. Yes, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
I will say next time you'll say start of the quick time, but I think
Yes, I
that's really in the
apologize.
case of yeah,
just
making
because
major
they've been
image
doing
that
it
way.
quick times,
There's
I
no
didn't wanna
actual lasting
interject.
damage.
It's a 19.
19. Looking around through,
The
the
light
big
is seeping
beefy
out of the
server has a
walls.
twin.
Okay.
I will let you know that because it would have if you hadn't have looked. You'll need another Trojan, or you'll only have half of whatever that server was holding.
Okay. I'm gonna. Who's nearest to me?
Message again. He's acting as messenger.
Okay,
Mhm.
so messenger. I'll just kind of.
Zane, one last.
Yeah,
Zane.
One last.
Grab another. This will make 5 out of the 9 you've used. That's actually
That's actually
Not bad.
solid.
solid. Cool. He'll get ready for that. Cabaret. 2 rounds
Chemicals
left.
are oozing out of the walls like a and with that
You
I
are,
pop.
you are hearing the sirens getting close.
My head fully cracks as it
The
goes
security camera
behind
dude is gonna
my
have a
body.
wild time explaining
I
this.
really hope I can get the footage of this somehow. My neck
It would be wild.
cracks behind my body. Go.
Velocity's
Like,
gonna
I
make
want
a
the
check.
first cop to see my
Already
eyes.
time. Already time.
Bam.
No,
And I'm going, oh, what?
cops don't write for 2 more rounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's
You're
why.
saying you
Like,
did
So
I do
we're
that at a
dipping
camera.
before.
Hey, nah. Can I do that to a camera, please?
yeah, that's what I was doing.
It's gonna be
And
like
I-
on
Here we go.
American Horror Story.
And then everything. is
Zane
back
makes
to
it
normal.
halfway. Zane's like, phew,
Oh, I can't
grabbing,
wait to
jumping
there
up
to be
around, but
cryptids
again,
about me.
getting
It's
through
gonna be
COs,
great.
so there's that natural, like, whew, back into normal, running as fast as he can. He's still actually pretty fast. He's got a 30-foot speed.
Wait, he makes it halfway to what?
Like,
Yes.
getting up with the last Trojan to
Halfway
get to
Yes.
the twins.
I'm in the elevator. He just has to bring it to me.
Oh, yeah, get it to you. There we go. He'll pass off. He was trying to be hero. My bad. Psyche Carl, you running?
I'm running it straight to her,
And I'll,
In.
I'll lug it into the big bag.
and then I'm running back.
Can I please have
You
like a
won't
little
have to run back
percent
next turn.
Dang it.
It's taking because that's
I
getting
just
like
tried
in
to
down to the
slide
9th
it in.
floor.
I
Yeah.
have my movement and stuff. I can carry him to the elevator.
You'll be able to carry him halfway as carrying
That's-
does about half speed, but that'll get you closer.
I only weigh 82 pounds.
That's still much bigger. I'm not one for encumbrance, but I'm like you're carrying a full person
No,
who
yeah,
can like
it's-
wiggle
that
and be
makes
made of
sense.
flesh.
I mean,
Please tell me that like the flashlights have a tiny little hole.
Cabaret.
So it goes like,
Police will be here in 1 round.
okay, I turn towards the camera, you know, like full, not facing towards that. My neck is fully twisted around my body. I make the loudest screech ever. Like, I say loudest screech. But as it does, chemicals ooze from the walls behind me, so like grand finale. gone. Invisibility, I
Yep.
dispel major image, everything looks like it's back to normal.
As it is round 10 at the end of this
Can I
round,
have
the
timed it
police
so
will...
that it ends at
No.
or at on the hour?
It is 10:45.
Dang, well, I'm gonna be a cryptid. It's gonna be
As it took you guys 45 minutes being here, starting at 10, going through, not bad actually, for a bit of beanie. Velocity and thwack. Velocity's grabbing you. Poof, he's out with you. That's easy.
I should say, as leader, let's get everyone in one spot so we can invisibility and get out.
You see, as you're out in the alleyway with your invisibility, stopping out of that quick speed, thwack being set down, thumbs up from Velocity. Psyche and Carl, you guys just moving as fast as you can?
Yeah. Because I already perceived it
Yeah.
was what a synthetic 20 could get me.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah, we'll just go.
Because
We'll go.
Because, I mean, why I
Once
would
you
always
guys-
say welcome.
Full foot.
once you guys get to 5, you can just
Mhm.
invisibility up, right?
Yeah.
Here's the important thing then. Easy enough because when Zane getting down Speedster, he was just going fire exit.
Yeah.
For you guys, you were coming out of 9 up into the or halfway. You still have to go back down the ladder, and you'll be ending on the R&D floors.
Okay. And once we hit R&D, I can invisibility up because there's
Or
not
what?
that
No,
much.
once you hit R&D,
Once we
you
hit
gotta
5,
take that.
5.
You're gonna have at
Oh.
least one round of taking the elevator down to get to 5. You'll be able to
And
bamf
then
invisibility
Okay.
because then it's guards, police will be here, but that might work to your advantage.
Okay, yeah.
This is where it becomes a bit of a luck check.
Okay.
As
So I'll hold the invisibility till we're at floor 5.
Cabaret, Velocity, and Thwack, you guys are outside. The police have arrived. You guys are
I
waiting.
add them into my invisibility, by the way.
You guys don't. You're able to hide outside. That's. I'm not even gonna make check. It's like once you're outside,
Okay.
you're good. It's only if you were like in cameras.
Also, we're definitely not in the alleyway. We'd be like a couple buildings, but at least within view shot.
Psyche and Carl getting down. It's a pure luck check. The police have arrived. There are guards. Where are the guards going to go? Are they going to stay on their floor? Go down to look at the police? What's going on? Guards leave. Meaning when the doors to the elevator from R&D open, none of the guards are looking at you. You are able to already have that invis prepped. Poof. Moving your way down invisibly as guards moving through stairwells. Police. You all get out cleanly.
Delicious.
1 of 2's done.
Sweet.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
go to
To Ohio?
What are you talking about? Now they're not gonna think that we were there at all. They're gonna think it was some
Not
weird-ass
even,
cryptid.
oh, there was
Yeah,
other
which
super
is
villains there.
better.
This looks like supernatural. Because, fun fact, ghosts exist in the world with magic, but, like, it's still fuzzy in the area.
The way those Trojans work, there's information.
Can there please
two?
These are
2 millennial men
4...
called Unsolved?
No.
Come on, come on.
I can't make too
please.
many real-world applications.
Come
Or
on.
the
Plus,
big
do you
mouse
really
will come
want
after
Shane
me.
Dawson to exist in our world.
Exactly.
That's not Shane Dawson.
No,
Unsolved?
I'm saying if too much gets
I thought
mirrored.
BuzzFeed Unsolved was. Never mind.
No,
I'm stupid.
that's not Shane Dawson.
I thought you were right, too. Maybe that's
move
me.
on,
Okay.
move on.
Moving on.
Have too many
It's the
rules.
dudes from Watcher.
Too many real-world applications, and suddenly there's too many
Henry Cavill?
real-world applications.
Hey.
I gotta be careful. I'm playing Fast and
Fine.
Loose.
The podcast bizarre yet bonafide.
Good lord. All right.
That's
all
also
right.
a real world thing.
No, it's not. Technically, it's not.
But it's
Here
a
we
property.
go.
So we
It's
made
a
it out. Are we going
property.
straight to Ohio? The Ohio?
We're probably
Ohio.
gonna go straight there.
Okay.
Okay.
The land where no one
Ohio.
So it's
goes.
been what, like 10 minutes?
10 minutes. It's
So-
now 11 o'clock on Pacific Standard. 1 a.m. when you get to Ohio.
Guess what?
It's
I have an idea. I look at my compatriots and I'm like, what
Is
if I do
Ohio
the exact
in
same thing?
Eastern time zone? Excuse me. Yeah, no. You're totally right. I totally blanked and for some reason I was putting Ohio in Central. It is 2 a.m.
Question,
Okay.
guys. Should I do what I just did earlier so it is like a cryptid?
Oh.
But we're leaving enough of a trail so if people want to start conspiracy
See, but they
No.
just
Two in
they
one.
just saw you.
Zane would give that.
Okay.
2 in 1 night would make anyone suspicious though. It's the
Especially
same
since it's two of
company.
the same company.
I just
Two
I
of the
want to be
same
able to
company
leave
and
trails
the
for
same
the
ghosts.
public to figure it out
Oh,
themselves.
you see Zane goes, fuck no
no
public.
trails.
we should not
We
leave
don't want
trails.
anybody because nobody in the public is going to be smart enough to know. Like
What's going
nobody in the general public has information that we have, even through Google. Like
That's
our
fair.
servers at the Glade are already
Pop-up.
able to access
That's
so much
fair.
more. Like
So
That's
I
not even
will
any
be
trails.
good
subtle
idea
as well.
if it was possible.
Here we go. We're going to be rolling a new initiative. This is a new area. Because again, you guys have time. Stretch, loose, like.
Since 20.
Oh my god.
Carl is fast and loose. He's been practicing with the slippy
Carl
dicks.
is ready for tonight. Slippery dick.
Hey,
And that's a synth 19.
Synth 19 for Psyche.
There's a difference between
Dex?
slippery dick
and
and
slippy
the
dicks.
slippy dicks.
It's a little bit of a
23
gray area.
for Cabaret and Thwack.
Finally speak faster.
23.
23. All right. It will be going as follows. Velocity, Cabaret, Thwack, Carl, Psyche. Which is wild that the lowest was a 19. That will really help. Well, I mean, like, even last time, the police were a low... well, to be fair, they were added into initiative, and I usually do when things add in. They're usually at the bottom of an initiative board until they arrive. But still, that's wildly good. Sneaking up, there's the main building that has the R&D. All 4 floors are just R&D with 3 connected buildings.
And we have.
There's the
Forces.
executive building
Forces.
that is for, like, when they want people to come and tour and stuff. And their servers are underground of the executive building.
Which,
Sorry.
did we get any of the juice?
No, we did not get any of the actual juice.
Didn't
get
But
the
we
juice.
got the shipping information.
You got the shipping
Which,
info.
while I was looking at the shipping information, could I have looked at just like this?
Ooh, important to know. For the shipping information, to
Like-
get it from a horse, you have to re-zip it out to a computer. Right
Or
now,
like-
it is nothing but a literal zip file. That
While
is-
we were like looking at the file before, because we saw that file before we horsed it, would me or Zane be able to do a history check to just see if we spotted like 2 Alcatraz? Because we spotted like Alcatraz does this many
I will say
shipments.
it's a
if we
pure
would-
luck check because normally they're not on that kind of file. The file you found was a very basic, like, memo, reminder, let's talk about this in our next quarterly meeting type of
Right.
thing. This is pure history, luck history of, did you see something important? It's a natural one from Zane.
What about me?
Okay, so most important thing here.
Yes, you can roll. Sorry.
That's a 4.
We gotta find the juice, lads.
Sorry, what'd you say?
We gotta find the juice.
Enunciate next time. Just as
Find
as
the
you go.
juice. Enunciate. What juice?
The juice.
The juice.
The juice.
Juice.
The respect women juice. No, the.
Yes.
Nitro's compound is one of the important things to look for
Yeah,
here.
like that's why we.
As
chose
we enter,
that.
again, first, as we start this quick time, you are all in the same grouping. So you'll have a full 30 seconds. You're not in split up when time gets really loose.
Do you
I
want
will
my
ask,
shoulders to get my
looking
speed?
at the buildings, what do people want?
Well, your
Did
speed
when
is
you
fast.
said that there's
Yeah,
the
it's
main
speed
building
for the purpose-
and then the
purposes.
shipment buildings, are they
I'm
like
fine. I'll just hang out.
downstairs like tunnels?
3 buildings,
Or,
no,
like,
just
they're completely separate buildings.
separate buildings. They just
that
have
you need to-
connective walkways to them.
Blend fast.
Gotcha. I thought you were like R&D, and then there's from the R&D
Yep.
you go and split.
Anything else people are doing?
I am going to be starting those same perception checks to see if there are meta dampening
Go for it.
devices.
I'm looking for juice, unless that's what Thwack just said.
Go.
Dude.
Dwight was asking a question.
Okay, I'm looking for juice.
I gotta be totally fair. Cool, make the roll, and that's
R&D.
it. Sorry, questions do take up quick time initiative.
Also, if we
I know.
say
No,
nothing-
that's the
oh.
thing is I had to be very fair, but that's okay. Starting, this is a quick time round of just
Proficient
looking
in,
around.
Perception.
But
I'm proficient in
there's
But you guys are doing.
Carl,
other
what'd you
things. I got a 12.
12.
I am.
No meta dampeners out here.
Help
Yeah.
action.
It's 22 to find the juice.
22 to look for the juice. How about we've already no too late. We're out of quick time.
Oh,
You
okay.
got to do
I
it in
didn't
quick
say
time.
anything, 'cause
Exactly.
everyone was talking.
Exactly.
We have to share.
The whole point is you guys have to share quick times. It's how I'm doing it because I think they make quick times better because it's not like you have to act as a group or it's so hard to do anything.
Yeah.
When you're in combat, it's easy to be like, I can both work as a group and
And
individual.
now we know that questions take.
And I'm being very mean. Now, it's not just you for Shane too. I'm
Oh,
like, yeah, ask the
yeah,
question. That
re-roll
took
it,
up
and
time.
It still would have been a 12. But
It still
thank
would have
you.
Here we go. Looking for a 12. You're not seeing anything right now. No meta dampers again. That like, okay, good. At least they're not putting them outside their building. It's not like it's a fortress.
Oh, we're still outside. I thought we were.
Yes, this is that initial like when you're walking up, looking around right now for the juice. If it's anywhere you're thinking, it's got to be an R&D.
Okay.
When you're looking at R&D,
R&D's in the basement here.
R&D is a
Is
full
its
extra
own
building. The servers are in the basement.
four-story building.
Yes.
The servers were in the basement.
Servers
I'm
in
gonna
the
also do
basement,
for
and
next
then
time. I'm probably
three
gonna prepare
separate-
dossiers for you guys of like when you want to break in. It's like this, like so. Like I'll
Yeah.
text you guys, so it's like, oh, I know exactly where things are. That's on me. My bad. When looking for the juice, looking for the compound, the R&D building has a bunch of thugs outside standing guard. Easy enough. These are not professional security. These are goons. These are dudes with guns and masks that are standing guard.
Okay. I think we split up last time.
The shoulder boys?
Well, here, hold up. Because our time's ticking.
Shoulder
I
boys!
will will let you know when your time's ticking, just like last
Okay,
time.
sorry. I was like, we gotta
Wait,
talk fast,
ready?
guys.
Shoulder
Before
boys.
everything really happens, all this happens. It's that quick. What's everything?
So there's
You have this
goons.
information. Go.
Okay.
We split up last time. Someone needs to go to R&D.
Yes.
I can go
If
with...
there are meta dampeners, I
You should be in there.
am not affected
Gotcha.
at all. I can do
And
whatever
I have
want.
guns. So...
You have guns.
Lots of guns.
We
We can go to R&D.
can keep.
So you guys go inside. I can stay outside
Information.
this time,
Yeah.
and if needs be, distract the goons.
And...
Zane could also help with that.
Yeah, Cabaret can come get information.
Can help
With-
us search
with Zane.
and stuff because
So
you
you
have.
three are going in. Zane's staying out here with me.
Yes.
Yep, and perfectly done. Well done, guys. This couch, you guys are going into R&D. Zane and Carl stand outside.
best friend.
Perfect. Here we go. Are you casting just invisibility? Sorry, I should have clarified all loud after.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Casting invisibility so we can get by the goons.
You guys are all invisible. Standing by these goons, they all look pretty generic. Nothing terribly defining. As getting in, there are no locks on the door they're guarding. It's one of those main entryways. Standing inside the R&D building, what you're immediately seeing, big old lobby. There's an elevator across from you, just right up. Stairs that lead you manually, like that analog stairs up to each of the 4 levels. Inside, there's a lot of talking happening on the 4th level. Because this lobby, I should have described it more atrium style. You can kind of hear up in the buildings, even though it's like glass. Something's on the 4th level. A lot of people are talking right now.
At 3 a.m.
2 a.m. in the morning, in an R&D building, there's a lot of
Surrounded
people
by
here
goons.
surrounded by goons.
That's a little sus to me.
Do with that what you will. We'll start again with Velocity and Carl, just because of how the initiative goes. You're with someone who has a higher initiative. As you two are outside, you watch them go, and the goons aren't doing anything. You're okay, good. They didn't get noticed. The goons are still watching. All the lights seem out. What would you and Velocity like to do?
Is it a good idea for us to check these surrounding storage buildings?
So Velocity's like, you want to hop on my back? We can go fast.
Yeah, let's just make sure we're always in sight of these goons.
Of course, got it. Ready? Okay, go ahead and make me investigation. Zane will be your Velocity will be your legs, but you can be the one looking.
Because there's storage.
12 on the first building.
12 on the first building. First building looks like, oh, okay, yeah, a bunch of plants. This is like a mini greenhouse. Nothing crazy. Okay,
Cool.
here we go. As we are entering in Cabaret, you're
Just-
leading the next
This
part
is
of the
Ohio,
initiative.
not Denver.
I can go into the vents and take my recording on my mask that we all have.
Yes, that's us. As we will officially start now, what would you like?
Going
us-
into the vents, recording the conversation on the 3rd floor.
Okay,
Cool.
good.
I am going to start. There's nothing on this floor, right?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to the 2nd using the stairway, and
Okay.
then I'm just gonna start looking through all the rooms.
Okay, I'll go on the floor above
Okay.
the throne rooms. Is that the floor where they're having the...
4th floor. So yeah, she's going 4th, 2nd, but 3rd
So
hasn't
I'm right
been.
below that floor,
Yep.
so if anything gets hairy, I can
Perfect.
get up.
Here we go. What I will ask then is no checks right now, but there will be checks coming up out of initiative based on what you're doing. Cabaret, immediately into the vents. As there's a lot of vents here, this is a place where you need to be able to ventilate in an R&D, especially if things go wrong. You're able to start heading up. I will get to you then last with what you will see.
Okay.
Thwack, 2nd story. Lot of different offices here, right? It's an R&D, but it's an office space of a lot of different places. Easy enough to think of, hey, there's some pretty nicer offices, like bigger computers of like, oh, you're like head of R&D of this plant, right? There's easy enough to find those, but nothing else that looks crazy besides little like projects in different labs around here. Psyche, heavy laboratories on 3rd floor. You're finding a lot of stuff.
any juice, because that's what I was looking for in the first.
This is where, yes, because of where you went,
Would you relay
you will
that?
now be making the investigation roll.
Okay.
I can't do it for everyone because it's like, because
And
it's
I'll
where you
relay
want it to go.
that the juice
Mhm.
is.
Okay.
So it's investigation.
Because then I can
Investigation.
come up and help
Yeah.
look after.
Okay, that's 17.
The original.
18. Where's my juice? Okay, so that's a 19.
19. There's a lot of weird compounds down here. Things
Right,
that
there's
glow,
infinite
things that
pocket-
don't.
pocket,
It's that if anything were to be here, it's probably this floor.
Okay. I'll
You
relay
can
that to
easily
Threat.
relate. Cabaret. Here's what you hear. Ready? Getting up and into the vents, you are able to see two men, each with goons around them. One that catches your eye is CEO Hector Winthrop, who's here. He is surrounded by what looks to be more professional security. You see another man who, what immediately catches your eye, seems to be a lovely shade of, shall we call it, almost fuchsia, if not like muddy ice cream red, very blotchy. Bit red.
Mm-hmm.
As
I do want to let you know I'm recording this entire thing.
yes, I know. This dude here, what really catches your eye is the hulking abomination of a man behind him. Muscles that are not proportioned any which way. Heavy bicep, tricep, deltoid each, not proportionate with the other side, but massive in of itself. Misshapen face. Enough of like uniform, what we would call like blacks out, but like heavy strained against, standing, grunting lowly. In this first part of the initiative, this is what you see. The longer you stay, the more of the conversation I'll give you. Is finishing that turn is this is what you get like just at
What
least
is the
getting.
Abominations? Does it have any hair?
Kind of like balding. Like it's not like a little prickly, but like definitely bald on top. Mother.
Don't joke about that.
Thwack's mom is just this dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dove's mom.
No. That'd be no.
No, Black is an abomination.
Thwack's the abomination.
Because your mom should be fully bald.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
dude, it
trying
definitely
to
looks like a
look-
shaved head. Here we go. Out of this quick time, we're back to Velocity and Carl. Velocity is taking you quickly
Building
around the
number
second building.
2. How about a 7?
This building, a lot of boxes. So definitely where they would like pack and store stuff.
In his head, I'm gonna say, "Hey, you're used to moving this quickly. I'm not. Can you help?"
Oh yeah, sure. And then that 5, just like he's like, oh, I gotta stop, and you like almost like hurdle flip over. You guys, you're like, oh, sorry, like all in your head, but it's just that like.
Like it was
Gets
kind of
you.
bad when you were at Cabaret Shoulders during the hurricane. But this is
Now
worse.
you can
Here we
do
go.
a,
So much
now you
worse.
can do a
Whiplash.
slow look.
As this happens, we're entering back into you 3. We will start with Cabaret though, because I'm gonna call it your turn. You guys, Cabaret, are you watching and staying?
Okay.
What you immediately pick up as it happens, I'll first describe, then go to you, because now we're into initiative. You might be able to relay this.
Yeah,
and this
I was
is,
gonna ask you if you would relay.
So,
That's basically my action. Is I'm fighting the right one.
you see just Hector Winthrop sits forward. Mr. Red, we can't thank you enough for your extended services in these trying times. You see this dude just, it's no big deal. I got bills to pay. I've got people asking stuff from me. Hector Winthrop stops. The CEO says, now I will ask, so you pull something out of a jacket pocket. Your best estimate, how much could I get for this on a black market? Mr. Ed just, it's dangerous. But, in my personal opinion, you're going to be making, shall we say, good million a piece. He goes, excellent. CEO puts it away, just in case. You never really saw what was in hand. It was something small. Puts it in pocket. Now, there is, of course, the next question. Do your services offer to all my companies, or am I needing to pay per location? That's what you get on this turn. Easy enough relaying that mental text. Everyone get this. We will now move to Thwack and Cabaret.
Okay.
You guys are trying your turn.
Psyche.
Psyche and Psyche and Thwack.
Psyche.
Go.
Okay. I want
I moved up
you
and
do
helped
your
with
thing
the.
first.
Okay, you'll be doing a help action then.
Okay. Because I want to look for the juice, but also, I want to go up to where this meeting is happening.
Cool. Here, we'll do the juice then. Thwack, you'll be making the investigation as Psyche. You'll be spending more of your time getting ready to go. Is how we'll do it. Okay.
Do I get help action?
Yeah.
Fortunately, no. You'd have to stop. Is that like because it's a lot of quick time, divided attention?
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Smart. 18.
Which is not higher than what you got.
You're finding a lot of the same stuff, and it's like, is it still in a raw form? Does it need to be mixed, or am I not finding a specific location for
Label
it?
their thing.
Right, like label R&D. Come on, you got a label, right? Or are we not finding the labels? It's all that like quick, like looking through stuff. You start moving up to the next floor. You are still invisible.
Oh yeah.
As you get close, you'll be able to hear this next round of what's
I want to try
happening.
and get behind full cover. I know I'm invisible.
Adjust.
Full cover just
for
in case.
what I want to do next round.
Here we go.
Behind full cover.
As we enter out of Psyche and Thwack, I'm going to make a roll in the box of doom.
Boo.
10 or below, you all die.
As 10 or below, something very bad happens.
Sorry.
I'm that dampening copter.
If it is an 11 or higher, you are fine. Of course, you want the 11 or higher.
So it's literally
Too bad
everything bad or we're fine.
Something very bad or nothing happens. Here we go. Let's go ahead. We're going to pull up the
We're
box.
losing the box of Doom camera.
Slowly just.
Slowly, even the camera's like, dude,
Oh, I didn't
go easy on
attach.
it, man.
Sorry, that's my bad. I didn't
Just like,
attach
don't
it.
do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I was like trying to like do that. Here we go. Box of Doom. You want 11 or higher?
I'm just gonna verify.
Oh, it's on cam. I mean.
Well, yeah, but we can't see.
Oh, but that's the point.
Sir.
That is a 10.
Well, balls.
Can we give that dice bless?
Not at all.
Wait.
On a 10.
Hey, does somebody still have their inspiration?
Inspiration cannot
Can't help
help in
with
this
those.
situation.
Can't
Inspiration-
help with his rolls.
Inspiration are only for party members
Would
in
it
that
be
sense.
like on severity, or is it just if it's 10 or below?
It's 10 or below. There is a
Close.
number that was happening, but again, quick time. It would have been impossible for you to add a debuff or a disadvantage because you wouldn't know what you were looking
Yeah,
for.
it's just luck.
I guess.
It's why it was basically luck.
Which is why lucky would affect it, but none of us have lucky.
The abomination.
Smells you. I smell you.
As you see, this Mr. Red, as he has been addressed, turns to the CEO just, well, Hector, if your
Perfect. It's perfect.
pockets are as deep as they say, we can handle anything. We can handle rival companies. We can handle unionizers. We can have heroes. Yeah, we can handle heroes, buddy. Vent. Hero.
But I immediately start slowly acrobatically climbing down.
Boom! The vent bends, blocking your exit. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
What?
Yes, we will be entering an initiative full combat. We're out of then the quick time. We'll be keeping this, but we're into a true combat. Thank you all so much, though, for watching. Thank you all for playing. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Gross, gross, gross.